aalisin. But that leaves, of course, still, dahil hindi pa 5-man format, that leaves a lot of things open pa rin for our game. And after the ban on the YSS and Kufra, nakalusot pa rin yung Yuzong. But I want to leave this to you, Rob, no? Knowing these two teams, what do you think is gonna be the main approach siguro ng bawat comp nila? Just knowing their tendencies, maybe your best guess for it.
If I will be looking towards on Onyx PH, they tend to be on a better fighter position. Kasi kumbaga, yung meta natin ngayon, it's all about fighters eh. Like yung mga Hilda, talagang nagsasayang talaga yung mga ganitong hero. Kumbaga, pwede mo siyang lagay sa sub, pwede siyang tank, pwede rin siyang like the roaming na umiikot talaga. Tapos parang nanggugulo lang, nang bubuli, nang danakaw ng mga purple buff or orange buff. Ganon siya ka. And surprisingly, I really would like to see how this Khalid to pan out in a professional scene. And yes. Mukhang pinili na rin Onyx PH.
Actually, Rob, tama yung sinabi mo talaga regarding the fighters, no? Ngayon din, fighter position ang pinakamarami sa pool, no? In terms of viability. Like, if you are accounting for S tier or even A tier until the S plus tier, there's a good amount of fighters here. May nadagdag pang isa, no? Actually, side laners, I'm speaking of side laners here in the form of the Khalid. You were watching earlier a different league, no? Regarding the Khalid, what are your thoughts regarding this hero?
Sobrang unorthodox niya eh. Alam mo yung, he guys, able to dish out so much damage, tapos at the same time, pwede din siyang, yung skill niya kasi, I forgot, was actually the second skill is actually gonna be healing. So, there's a part of you, pag hindi mo siya na-cancel, actually pwedeng masira yung buong formation nyo if you're gonna be targeting na Khalid. So, if you will be going against a Khalid, make sure you can be able to burst him down. Or else, lahat ng skills nyo masasayang, is gonna heal it up, and the rest is gonna be history for your team fight. But like what we've said, ito rin, isa to, going here naman sa Trend Esport Paring Shit, Farsa is one of the support mages na sobrang ano din talaga in this current meta. Not only the damage itself, kumbaga ginagamit siya parang pang end game din as well. Kumbaga pwede kang mag-pick ng mga late game heroes just by having a Farsa because you can be able to defend by defender airstrike alone.
Yeah, Farsa has been really stable as support. Although na-outshine talaga siya ng mga support na parang mas hyper sa early yung impact. Although you can be hyper as well with Farsa, but there's an obvious weakness on the Farsa, especially with the introduction of the Lancelot, Elkert, and the assassins that we have right now, no, na has taken rise on the main funnel position. Ang interesting part is they did prioritize the Farsa over the Valier, no, over the PNK. And probably this is a consequence of, bawasan natin yung utility natin. And siguro ang inisip ng Bren Esports dito, let's add more damage just because we get the Khalid in. The thing about Khalid is, this guy has a lot of engage though, di ba? Still has a lot of engage, lalo na yung surfboard niya. And maybe, hindi lang yung engage yung strength ng Khalid. He has a lot of capacity to actually rotate sa mapa, right? May skateboard to eh. May nagsasakyan na na parang sa skateboard, di ba? And it's very easy for the Khalid to translate over the map. And maybe that's what the Farsa is for, no? To mirror that with the Wings by Wings. What I'm curious here, or my question lies, is I think napaka-early ng reveal ng show dito. Is this like a direct counter on the Khalid? Or what's your thoughts here, Rob, on the show pick?
Actually, there are two explanations for this. My best bet for this one, the show might actually be like the tank support. It's actually mostly used na since most of the time the draft, laging wala yung Kufra, laging wala yung Kufra. So parang on the first two bans, kasama na sila agad. And show was getting popularity in terms of being the tank itself. Kasi of course, the crowd control was there. It was actually tanky enough, and the mobility. Kumbaga, the Khalid would have a hard time sometimes to land this ultimate. Kasi because like this Yuzong, pwede siyang mag-dash out, even mag-shunpo out. Kumbaga, ang daming pwedeng umalis doon sa mismong ultimate dito. And I think in the current meta, mobility is also the key to victory din sa mga teams.
Yeah, and I think it gives lesser freedom than for the Kimi. No? Yes. Pressure coming in from the show. But I do like that there is a possibility na yung gagawing main tank, mga tol, and we are looking towards the Hilda. No, we are looking towards the Hilda band dito ng Bren Esports. I'm very confident that is not a Lila pick mula dito sa Onyx PH. So we will be seeing what is the actual pick mula sa side dito ng Lila. But going back, I I just want to mention, okay, so we just got a signal. Alright, sorry guys. Just to update you, we got a signal that there will be a remake happening for the draft. So I feel like siguro sa ano mismo yun, sa player side mismo yung naging problem. But again, just going back, feeling ko they will continue until the Hilda ban. Kasi fourth pick yung yung Layla, no? After the Esmeralda. But again, I love when you mentioned it's the possibility of having the Cho going on to the tank support position, guys. To give you an idea ngayon, what's happening right now over the running meta, there is a very heavy shortage of tanks. Right now, the most viable of tanks, diba, Rob, would be Kufra, Atlas, and Uranus. Sometimes there is the occasional Hylos. You know, you're gonna be seeing some Franco, ganyan. Pero talagang may pilit eh. And some teams, because of the bigger pool ng fighters ngayon, would just default into choosing fighters. Sometimes they would even choose main tank Hilda, no?
Exactly. Parang masyado kasing dragging. Ano ba? Paano bang pinakamagandang term? Like for example, you could be able to pick sometimes like a Hylos. Kaso parang may part na is like passive. Natangya, yes, makunat siya, yes, nandun yung mga glorious pathway. Pero after that, the Hylos will just be mid-shield aside from anything else. So, most of the time kasi sobrang bilis na rin kasi ng mga nangyayari yung tumubilis. Kailangan nakakapag-rotate. Kumbaga, ang ikot ngayon kung sino mas mabilis na makapag-clear ng minion wave, makakuha ng buff nila, could be able to get into the lanes faster, get towers and objectives, and that's how it actually pans out sa current meta natin.
Yeah, I would agree. Even though the ultimate of the Hylos is the glorious pathway, Hylos is slow.
Yeah. Totoo. Alam yung kabayong mabagal.
Apat yung pa, pero mabagal talaga si Hylos if you compare it to the pressure that can be done by Uranus, you know, to the engage that can be done by Kufra. The perfect match can easily outrun the Hylos, no, on that Atlas. And that is the thing. So far, there is the preference na you'd want your position 5, no, or parang yung main support mo, yung parang tank mo. Ayun kasi ngayon guys di ba pag nag-1-3-1, ang kasama lagi would be of the carry, tas may kasama siyang tank support, yun yung unang nakamas, then we also have the utility support. The form of support na nagdi-dish out ng damage, sometimes initiate. This is the form of the Farsa, Selena, Valir, diba, ganon. But, ayan you'd want those ginagamit na lang talaga nila minsan yung mga tanks as a form of mid-shield or minsan heavy initiate. But one big requirement, because you are part of the 3 sa 1-3-1, you need to rotate. You need to be very mobile.
One main reason, sorry to interrupt, one main reason din bakit nagiging priority ban yung Selena, it's not only because of the vision it provides on the trap, as well yung anxiety na baka pwede kang tamaan agad ng abyssal arrow. The trap itself could be a very good tool din kasi mas mabilis nyo nga na makukuha yung buff nyo. Sa mga pinapanood ko with our Selena gameplays, most of the time sila yung nambubuli, sila yung nag-i-invade. Pag nakuha ng Selena, invade talaga. Automatic meron silang invade na play.
Yeah, there is, on the passive of Selena talaga, once you get the trap debuff, diba, may burst na nga yun nakasama. There's also bonus damage as long as you are under the debuff of that abyssal trap. So, level 1 pa lang talaga ni Selena, ang taas na talaga ng damage na pwede niyang ibiga. And I do understand there is a heavy reason of having the ban on the Selena. Medyo madali rin talaga siya gamitin, you know, in a way. I know, ipatama yung arrow, no? Mahirap ipatama yung arrow, pero yun yung formula ni Selena. Arrow, vision, trap, get in, get out, no? And I feel like kaya rin binanto ng brand kasi you could still have although napili na yung Parsa, no? But it's okay to ban the likes of Selena kasi ang taas din ang pool ng support ngayon, ng utility support ngayon, di ba? You got Valir, you got Loyi, you got Selena nga, di ba? You got Farsa, you got PNK, which is not hovered for that game, no? So feeling ko baka may basa na yung mga teams natin for that. And you can even go for Hellcurt and Natalia, di ba? Mga ganong klaseng support, mga kaibigan.
Exactly. I was actually thinking, nasa part ba ng ban? Loyi was still open, right?
Yes, totally, ladies and gents. And again guys, inaantay lang natin na magbalik tayo doon sa draft. Remake lang yan. My best bet is that we will have the draft continue until that Hilda ban. My curiosity is what would be the third ban. Hindi yata nag-ban no? Parang hindi ko nakita yung third ban.
Yes,
basta pili na lang yata yung Layla. Pili na lang yata yung Layla doon sa side ng Onyx dito, no? And well, one thing is for sure, pagbalik natin doon sa draft, we'll have a better breakdown of that running game, ladies and gentlemen. And still, para sa mga audience natin dyan, may I ask now, let's take this time to, of course, ipakalat nyo to. Na MPL na, baka may nakakalimot kasi, no? At MPL na, it's Friday night, MPL, ang tagal na nating inantay to, ating mga kabatid, lahat ng kakilala niya naglalaro ng Mobile Legends. Let's invite them.
Exactly.
Let's invite them to watch this tournament.
Don't forget, share, of course. Share nyo itong live stream natin, not only on Facebook, YouTube, and I'm not sure if we are also in One Sport, but one thing is for sure, mga kaibigan, it's gonna be a very, very long league. Matagal-tagal tayo magsasama dito. If I'm not mistaken, we do have like a 65 in total of series, both bracket A and bracket B. So mga hindi nakakaalam, twice na maglalaban yung mga nasa bracket A as well with bracket B. And once naman in dalawang bracket.
I want to actually digest on that part eh. Parang ang nakikita ko lang muna dyan, unang tinginan po para sa mga audience natin, mas maraming laban. Which is way better. Mas gusto natin yan, no? Mas maraming laban, mas maraming tayong mapapanood na MPL episodes. The striking difference lang talaga siguro is parang because fighting your opponent actually shapes your team. Fighting different teams actually shapes your team, and minsan you cannot help but think na parang you can compare and contrast these groups, that maybe one group might be better compared to the other. But good thing naman, may naman yan round robin at naglalaban-laban pa rin naman yan Actually, alam mo nakakatawa dito, isipin nyo na lang guys, para mas madali ma-digest yung group A, group B natin. Bakit kailangan pa yan? Para tayong may East tsaka West Conference.
Diba? Totoo, diba? Tapos, kung iisipin mo nga, parang mas makikita mo talaga dito kung sino yung talagang team who's actually deserving. Diba? Well, saka na natin pag-usapan kung ano yung meron onto the playoffs. Pero, alam mo yung twice kayong maglalaban on a very same season, diba? Parang may comeback diba? Kuwari, natalo kayo for this round. Of course, we would like to get a comeback on that specific team. And yan yung mga, to be honest, yan yung mga gustong inaabangan ng mga viewers din natin. Yung maglalaban yung mga paboritong mga teams nila.
Let's talk about it, man. Ikaw ba, may dream matches ka ba? Regarding, like, something, I mean, you're a caster, you would be seeing this naman. But,
yes,
I mean, something you look forward in seeing na dream match sa regular season.
So, siguro, well, number one, of course, laban, of course, Onyx and Aura. Number one.
Yeah. So, parehas tayo.
Parang natin may naiiwan from the previous season. Tapos, number two, of course, hype match ito. I had an interview in both teams, of course, NXP Solid versus Execration.
Yeah.
Kumbaga, both yung pagpasok ng NXP Solid sa MPL and Execration retaining their same roster and putting Siren on the coach position. Sobrang ang dami kong gustong makita sa Execration.
Yeah. I have the same dream match, pero I'm actually looking forward to be proven wrong, during this regular season of what things will excite me. One thing I actually look forward is medyo may mainit medyo ang init nila ngayon, Signal Ultra, right?
Yes.
It's been taking in championships kaliwaan bago pa man magtungo dito sa regular season, and it may think na parang nalaglag na yung Signal Ultra babalik lang yan, parang ganun. Tapos parang nanggaling yung roster nila, bagong roster din, bagong lineup, diba? Iba rin yung lineup talagang napamahal sa mga tao, but they're really good, right?
Exactly.
They're really good, like they beaten Aura.
Exactly.
Right?
On a different tournament. Totoo.
Yeah.
It's like 3-1 yata yung score nun, if I'm not mistaken. Pero parang kung iisipin mo na every season, there always a team coming from the qualifiers na talagang hindi pangit yung term na nang Google nang sasak nung season na yun. Like for example, on season 4, Onyx PH, they had a very good run up until the grand finals. Tapos sa season 5, was actually on season 5, like BSB and U-Level, yung mga they still retain. Though, yung gusto ko rin makita on those both teams kasi medyo may mga nabago rin sa mga rosters nila. I really like to see BSB and U-Level na ngayon ay Blue Fire, known as Blue Fire.
Yeah. Yes. And there's a lot of questions then as well, not just on the new roster of U-Level, but on how this roster will work. Because there's running impression mula sa diba, sa community na lahat sila tank.
Yes.
Yung role nila. But who doesn't love a story of an underdog? It is totally normal naman sa isang liga na magkaroon ng expectations. Ang mga fans, ang liga mismo, at ang mga teams rin mismo. And that's what makes exciting. No? What makes every match rather na exciting mapanood. No? Of getting those questions answered little by little.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totoo yan. Specifically dito pala, well, balikan natin of course, Onyx PH versus Bren Esports. Kung tatanungin kita, Shane, in terms of both of these teams, ano yung pinaka-power, parang pinaka-known as yung kasi Bren Esports, parang ang dami sa kanila, 3 sa kanila yung, according to lastly, 2 yung multi-role. Pero para sa akin, even Few, Ribo, and Carl TC, kaya nilang magpalit-palit ng role. I've seen them play at a tournament na si Few yung naging hyper-carry nila. Si Carl TC was the one who was using the mage, parang sub-carry siya, mage support. Then Ribo would be on the off-lane. In terms of versatility, sinong sa tingin mong mas, how would you see both of these teams sa ganon? I mean, would you prefer the versatility or would you like to have like such as Onyx na nakastay lang talaga on
sa roles nila? I actually prefer a team na kaya ng ginagawa natin sa team natin ngayon. Sticking onto your role, no? Feeling ko it gives when you are focused on your role, yung pagkakaiba-iba, yung pagkakahalo-halo nyo within the team is much improved because you are working together on that role that fits for you. Whereas if you're multi-role, di ba? Gaya nga nung kanina sa training natin, you have to be a king of something than becoming a jack of all trades, di ba?
A king of one rather than a jack of all trades.
Tama.
So, Sir Aaron.
Yeah, to Sir Aaron Atayde. And that's what I think would work well for this kind of composition. Ang actually gusto ko malaman is how the matchups will pan out. Na-cover ni Wolf kanina, yung matchup ni Cart Z and also Wise. We also have the matchup between Oh My Venus and Ribo, no? But on in fact, there are still a lot to go on around. You know, you still have Lusty, diba? You even have Flapsy against Iakno. That is one of the biggest questions. There are so many questions. And honestly, parehas tayo. I'm not seeing the chat right now, but I cannot but feel na asa na yung laban, gusto na rin natin talagang makita. But with this muna, ating mga manonood, magkakaroon lang tayo ng napakaikling break and we'll be back at talagang hahataw na tayo sa action na ihahatid sa inyo ng MPLPH Season 6.
Are you game to be great? Now you can with the new Smart Giga Games 99. Get 1 gig data all day, every day, for Mobile Legends and more. Game to be great with Smart Giga Games 99.
The way you live your life depends on the network you choose. Your movies, music, and games can only be as good as your network speed and strength. Slow means game over. But the Philippines' fastest mobile data network means game changing. Choose the network that gives you what you truly enjoy. How do you know about this Giga Life? Simple and smart ako.
When uncertainty is our reality, we rise above with the things that matter. Gigify happiness. Gigify love. Gigify friendship. Gigify dreams. Gigify hope. With smart Giga music, video, games, work, and stories, we let our passions run free in the new world we face together. Smart, live Giga.
Smartphone, dare to leap.
smarter. Real me, dare to leap.
Don't pay cash.
You've got me on the edge.
Legit, right? Not quite. Just like your disposable razor. It's time you switch your disposable razor for your legit first shave, so you can be every bit legit. Gillette Mac 3.
For a closer shave, less irritation. Switch
To Gillette Mac 3.
Let's get this over with. I'm starting to get bored.
Mega kill.
I am only a shadow.
Monster kill. An enemy has been slain.
Bathe in the holy light.
An enemy has been slain.
Download for free. Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
this godly power.
What is this?
Yu Zhang has combined the reverse scale and the primordial spirit. He cannot leave here. The Black Dragon has returned. No one, nothing can stop me now. Let's take him from the side! Now! Death to all who oppose me. No! So this is what I'm truly capable of. Wake up! Yu Zhang! How is this possible? You are getting rusty, brother.
No. How did it end up like this? No.
Welcome to reality, girl. Where the strongest rules them all.
Download for free. Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
In hopes of stopping the Guardian Dragons from fully regaining their strength, Kraken sent his minions to attack the Dragon Sanctuary. The shield protecting the sanctuary was growing weak. Attack after attack, the Guardian Dragons barely had the power to guide the Dragon Warriors. How could a warrior from the Northern Vale enter the sanctuary, and what would await ahead?
Your team destroyed a turret. Mega kill. Double kill. Your team destroyed a turret. Mega kill. Double kill. Triple kill. Legendary.
Download for free. Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Rocks need no protection from the blade.
You have slain an enemy. You have slain an enemy. Double kill. Mega kill. Legendary. Double kill. Legendary. Double kill. Triple kill.
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Are you game to be great? Now you can with the new Smart Giga Games 99. Get 1 gig data all day, every day for Mobile Legends and more. Game to be great with Smart Giga Games 99.
The way you live your life depends on the network you choose. Your movies, music, and games can only be as good as your network speed and strength. Slow means
Game over.
but the Philippines' fastest mobile data network means
Game changing.
choose the network that gives you what you truly enjoy. How do you know about this Giga Life?
Simple and smart ako. When uncertainty is our reality, we rise above with the things that matter. Gigafy happiness. Gigafy love. Gigafy friendship. Gigafy dreams. Gigafy hope. With smart Giga music, video, games, work, and stories, we let our passions run free in the new world we face together. Smart, live Giga.
Realme smartphone. Dare to leap.
Watch me, feel me, feel me.
Realme Watch. Time to be smarter. Realme Dare to leap.
Don't pay cash. Para ibalik bayad ka.
You've got me on the edge. Legit, right? Not quite. Just like your disposable razor. It's time you switch your disposable razor for your legit first shave so you can be every bit legit. Gillette Mac 3.
For a closer shave, less irritation, switch
To Gillette Mac 3.
Let's get this over with. I'm starting to get bored.
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
This godly power.
What is this?
Yu Zhang has combined the reverse scale and the primordial spirit. He cannot leave here. The Black Dragon has returned. No one, nothing can stop me now. Let's take him from the side! Now! Death to all who oppose me. No! So this is what I'm truly capable of. Wake up! Yu Zhang! How is this possible? You are getting rusty, brother.
No! How did it end up like this? No!
Welcome to reality, girl. Where the strongest rules them all.
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
In hopes of stopping the Guardian Dragons from fully regaining their strength, Kraken sent his minions to attack the Dragon Sanctuary. The shield protecting the sanctuary was growing weak. Attack after attack, the Guardian Dragons barely had the power to guide the Dragon Warriors. How could a warrior from the Northern Vale enter the sanctuary, and what would await ahead?
Your team destroyed a turret! Mega kill! Double kill! Your team destroyed a turret! Mega kill! Double kill! Triple kill! Legendary!
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Killing spree! Double kill! Godlike! Legendary! Legendary! Triple kill! Maniac!
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Rock needs no protection from the wave. Power! Spark fire! Power!
Slain an enemy! You have
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
over. But the Philippines' fastest mobile data network means game changing. Choose a network that gives you what you truly enjoy. How do you know about this Giga Life? Simple and smart ako.
When uncertainty is our reality, we rise above with the things that matter. Gigafy happiness. Gigafy love. Gigafy friendship. Gigafy dreams. Gigafy hope. With smart Giga music, video, games, work, and stories, we let our passions run free in the new world we face together. Smart, live Giga.
Realme smartphone. Dare to leap.
Watch me, feel me.
Realme Watch. Time to be smarter. Realme Dare to leap.
Kaya, don't pay cash. Para may balik bayad ka.
You've got me on the edge.
Legit, right? Not quite. Just like your disposable razor. It's time you switch your disposable razor for your legit first shave, so you can be every bit legit. Gillette Mac 3.
Pilipinas, welcome sa unang araw ng unang linggo of the FPLPH Season 6 regular season. Ako inyong anchor, si W1D1 for Anay. Siyempre ang aking analyst, Rob Luna. Mga kaibigan, we just came in from a technical problem, no? During the draft of Onyx PH and Bren Esports, ang ating unang laban for tonight. But it got resolved during the break na. So, wag na mag-alala, dalawang wait is over. Diretso na tayo sa ating game. Diretso na tayo sa ating draft. Pasensya na guys, pero at least, ito, we got the game already going.
Alam naman namin na sobrang excited na rin kayo mag-panout kagad yung unang-unang laban dito sa MPL Season 6.
Oo. Totoo yan. Again, we go back. No, Bren Esports versus Onyx PH. This is a battle of generation. That is the main description, syempre, ng matchup na to. I'm actually very curious sa mga viewers natin dyan. Alam niyo yan, feeling ko, I'm not so sure kung anong tinatype ngayon sa chat, pero I would suggest, sino pamato nyo? Diba? Sinong binoto nyo?
Totoo. Kumbaga, yung mga term kong Bren lang ang malakas. Let's Onyx wins, yung mga ganyan.
Yung hashtag ng Onyx, napaka-vanilla eh. Go Onyx.
Go Onyx.
Pero, ayun na, what you can do is, ayun nga, sinong binoto nyo, sinong pamato nyo, and why? Who do you think are the main players that will carry this game to victory for their respective teams? Now, we go back, if I'm not mistaken, we will be resuming our game with the active draft that's going on mula doon sa ating bago tayo nagkaroon ng break, no? So, kanina, review lang natin, no, Rob Luna. On the side of Bren, we have ang naalala ko sa Onyx, we got Khalid, no? We have Khalid, we have Kimi, we have Esmeralda. Very interesting, Bre, first pick yung Kimi yata, no?
Oh, yeah.
Kanina, no? First pick yung Kimi. We got the Yuzong para sa side ng Bren Esports and kalimutan ko na yung dalawa nung
It was Parsa and
Parsa.
Cho.
Yun, Parsa Cho. Oh, so the early picks now that is getting introduced here is, first is the Kimi. Next would be the Cho naman sa side dito ng Bren Esports.
Esmeralda.
And tingnan na lang natin yung continuity ng running game natin dito. Kung yung Hilda ba, abot ba tayo hanggang dun sa Hilda ban? Kasi I did recall Bren Esports banning the Hilda, no?
Yes, exactly. Banning the Hilda. So probably yun yung nagkaroon ng technical difficulties like what we've said before we actually from the break. Surprisingly, the Kimi was picked first. Like what I've said kanina, di ba? Parang medyo awkward yung pick ng Kimi kasi there's a part na pwede siyang kukunin ng huli. And there's, I think there's no way or a little chance na masama rin siya into banning. So I guess that was really an Esmeralda.
Yeah. May pagka maaga. So, baka nga, no? Baka hindi Kimi yung naging running pick natin dito. Well, we'll see the third pick. So far, wala pa namang kaibahan mula doon sa unang set ng picks na natunghayan natin bago nga tayo nagkaroon ng draft. And now, Onyx PH taking their good time to draft. Let's get back, no? I think huling discussion natin dito. Alright, we got the Roger, not the Kimi. Alright, so we have some new picks here. Feeling ko, may pagkamaaga pa rin. Actually, there are a lot of options for the main carry pa rin, no? Para piliin. May pagkamaaga yung Roger dito. But the best part about Roger is he doesn't struggle much against the Cho. Diba? That was shown here by Bren. So, but, ikaw, Rob, your thoughts on this draft?
On the draft para sa akin, yung doon in terms sa Roger, gusto ko yung pick na nila kagad to kasi there's a big possibility na maban siya or rather makuha siya dito ng Red Esports. Plus, of course, Roger, isa sa pinakamabilis sa rotation na the current running meta. Meanwhile naman, sa Bren Esports, I really like the ban ng Hilda dito kasi I think it was Dilar who's have been using it from some other tournaments. I've been watching the Onyx PH. Sobrang, itong hero na to, respected talaga. I mean, worth it talagang iban. Sobrang daming naibibigay ng isang Hilda sa current meta natin ngayon. And Ling was actually been taken down. Was that actually going to be a respect ban for LTC?
It should be. I mean, we consider Carl TZ as a very aggressive player, and I still think of Ling as an S+ tier na assassin and carry pa rin. That is very impacting, especially at the hands of a very aggressive player that knows when to go in, go out, tapos when they can play around it, no? The big question here is what will be the main carry ngayon for Carl TZ? And my thoughts here is I keep on mentioning how the Gatot Catch and Ayabus. I want to actually break down the Baksha and I want to ask your thoughts regarding the Baksha dito, Rob Luna. But I want to add now on that. What are your thoughts between the interaction between Baksha and Gatot Catch naman sa kabila? How can you contrast these two tanks ngayon sa side ng Bren and Onyx?
If I guess, if I am going to be analyzing it correctly, is that Basha, pinik sila dito ng Onyx is like a deny pick eh. Just para lang matanggal yung part na pwedeng ma-counter pick kagad dito yung Esmeralda nila and the rest of Onyx PH kasi di ba sustain yung dalawa nila. Then surprisingly yung Cyclops na nagiging na din on the current meta ng support natin, yung ultimate na dito to be able to lock down such as yung Yuzong and even the Hayabusa right after nakita niya yung ulti niya. So doon naman, in contrast with Gato Kacha, I think this might be a side lane Gato Kacha and still gonna be sticking on that show on the tank support.
Okay. Yes. It's very possible actually, no? To withstand the hits at least, on the Khalid. That's one possibility actually. Man, the draft is totally challenging kaagad. I was expecting a simple Atlas, no? Pero syempre may Esmeralda naman. We'd be seeing simple Valier picks, may PNK picks, no? But this time outright, nagkaroon na kaagad tayo ng Baksha. I mean, they're rising. Pero I didn't expect them to be quickly pick dito sa ating mismong regular season. And it is gonna be very exciting between these two teams. You know, we are already into the game, but I think let's take time, no? What will be your vote be? Ano saan malalagay ang boto mo, paring Rob, with these two compositions?
With this composition, if Onyx PH could be able to pull off this first 5 minutes, I would go for Onyx PH on game number 1, Vanish.
Onyx.
For the main reason of rotation itself. Wise could be able to deal so much damage, mabilis sila makakaikot. Kung may Venus on the Cyclops, ito, I think it's been seeing a lot of pick. Ito, kadalasan na siyang napipick din talaga ngayon. At yung damage ng isang Cyclops, sobrang sakit.
I see. And although there is the Hayabusa, I cannot but feel that parang okay lang yung Cyclops eh. It's the Cyclops that's really targeting the Hayabusa and not really the other way around, no? Despite Hayabusa being an assassin. So ako din, siguro I'll go with your vote then. I would be vying for Onyx PH kasi distansya lang kailangan mo dito eh sa Cyclops eh, di ba?
Yeah,
Pag nabitawan mo yung ult eh, bitaw ult ka lang, okay ka na eh.
Proper timing. Kumbaga pagka naunahan ka ng ulti kagad dito ng isang Cyclops, sobrang bilis mo ma-burst down. Specifically, nandito pa si Wise with its Roger. So kung titignan mo, ang bilis nila makakapag-rotate just for the mage support ng isang Cyclops.
Cyclops, no? Planet's attack plus even the innate damage to minions dito ni Roger, no? Ang bilis niya nung clear nung 3-man comp na to. For the point that few has been rotating din, no? On scouting and getting vision, at least against Onyx PH. But overall, the approach ng dalawang teams natin dito has been really safe, no? Safe and fast. No?
Totoo. Safe and fast talaga dito. Pero yun na nga, andito na sila sa may top lane. Tingnan mo no? Pagkuha nila ng crab doon sa top, luckily dito, Brady Sport, ang ganda na pick nila for the Farsa.
Yeah. Well, they've been dancing around naman for that part. And feeling ko, ang maganda sa laro to, they're keeping their distance from each other, no? Maximize the distance from each other.
Yes. I think for the first 5 minutes ito, paring Shin, ang mangyayari dito is kung sino, o baga paunahan mag-level 4, paunahan kung sino yung magiging reactor dito sa both of these teams. Kung sino yung mas magre-react, possibly yun yung may iwan sa rotation.
Big question now. Ribo, burning his ultimate na lang to make an escape there. But from the looks of it, even yung mga tanks nga hindi sinasanto ng isa't isa. Let's go to the Gillette instant replay 1.1. Actually, that was the first pick, no? And nakapaglakad naman si Jay dito. Pero there was good cut din mula kay, para kay Cardzi. I cannot but feel sana nakapagbitaw yung Cyclops yata doon ng ult. And now we are seeing the Cyclops ult here, ha? Nako, mga kaibigan, Dilar advancing through that one. There's gonna be the naman mula kay Ribo, pero I think that should be it. Oy, baka flip you dito. Tinamaan na si Dilar. He is now in kill range. Lumapit si Oh My Venus dito. Gusto di siya an answer for the damage na binubuga ng mga taga-Blend Esports. Ogi Shadow Kill to be activated as well. Oh my V, oh my G. Hindi yun. Actually, ang mamamaalam ay ang B. For the back siya. At kuha na pati yung purple buff dito ng Onyx PH.
Ang ganda ng naging rotation doon ng Blend Esport, let alone Flap TC, disrupting everyone from the side of Onyx PH. Kumbaga, si Oh My Venus, hindi siya maka-move forward, hindi siya mas makatulog. It's all because sobrang ginugulo sila ni Flap TC with his dragon form.
Now napapanish yung inakala nating parang magandang Cyclops pick dito. But I cannot but feel hindi lang din yung disruption ni Flap Z eh. Pati yung aggression din yata, no? Ni Futol, no? Parang napaka-high impact din. But if ever, that trend, no, now that we are getting disproven here by Bren Esports, yung strength ng composition nila, do you still think na, parang siguro simula pa lang to and there are still some strong points sa side ng Oni?
Yeah, definitely. May strong points sila dito. I think pagka napansin nila dito that they could be able to go with few. Kumbaga papasok siya dito like for example like the Khalid kasi hindi pa natin nakikita into action itong hero talaga ito just ngayon pa lang.
Well, they're going for the Diamond Dilar pero alam natin under Chariot, not to mention it's a Khalid. may innate din eh. May innate survivability din yung Khalid eh. And maganda rin yung defensive stats niya. Kaya nga parang dahan-dahan umaakit na to sa tiering ng mga heroes natin especially for that side lanes. But look at that. I cannot but feel, Rob, na nararamdaman na ng Onyx that they cannot easily just go in and face this heavy melee comps ngayon ng Bren, no?
Totoo yan. Kumbaga, the squishy hero lang definitely for Bren Esports na possible nilang mapasok was like Fuel. Card PC, yes, squishy siya, pero of course, the mobility is there. Ang surprisingly, kayang isoak up ng Khalid yung damage, no?
Yeah, was heavy. Well, we got two members here. Maybe going for the casualty, pero hindi. Yung flank kaagad doon ni Oh My Bilis. Ang ganda ng pasok ni Carl Z doon. The placement of the shadow to the Ogie shadow kill gets the kill para kay V. At sunod pa para kay Jay. Makunat naman si Jay dito. Lusty now was able to cyclone out, pero hindi. Iyak no bilang bumate. Make sure mo pa rin talaga si Lusty dito. And good guess doon, tol, no? We got the show talaga on the main support in the hands here of Lusty. And because of that very utilizable fighter position, feeling ko hindi nabibigyan talaga din ng freedom si Iakno dito, which is designed to be a heavy counter for these melee heroes, no?
Totoo yun. Kumbaga, na-show out na kagad siya dun sa mismong lane niya sa top lane, then nawalan na dito ng magiging rotation. Ito ngayon ang magiging mahirap for the side of Onyx PH kasi medyo PDF na agad yung mapa nila for the first 5 minutes. It's something na dapat doon nagsasign ng isang Roger.
Ano ba yung heavy consequences kapag kunyari ganito yung sitwasyon, maliit na yung mapa?
Medyo parang you were actually getting forced na mag-move out sa isang lane. Like for example, what they're doing right now on the top lane, they're really forcing ito na makuha itong turret dito sa taas.
It looks like, no? They are totally forcing kasi ngayon mapapansin ko yung Onyx nagsasama-sama na, no? Pero sige, bantayan natin ha. Feathered airstrike, maximum range talaga kay Few. Hindi rin basta lumalapit. Lusty very confident to go in. Parang ginagawa niya yung Gra Classic mula season 3. Yung playstyle dito ni Lusty. Pero binati siya ni Dilar. Goes in for Kalzi. Ogie Shadow Kill. Wala na siyang paki kahit ilan ang tamaan dyan. Kasi may dragon naman nalalamang. There goes Flapsy. The inner draft, ladies and gentlemen. May iwan pa. Doon naman sa kabila. Si paring Dilar. Alax na mega kill for Few. And Iaknu is nowhere to be found. Jay just backing him out. Tapos lalapit pa yung Bren sa any pressure na ini-establish dito ni Iaknu. Men, feeling ko establish na yung lead, no, Rob?
Oh, definitely. The lead is around 6,000. Grabe yung nag-start yun doon sa feathered airstrike ni Few clearing the minion wave. Then right after, Flap Easy came with his ultimate. Even the Hayabusa. Talagang inultimate na kahit 5 pa silang nandun yung Onyx.
It looks like AoE damage, no? Multi-target damage is the main headline ng laro natin dito. This is an under-turret fight. And they're totally losing it. They're gonna be losing their inner mid lane turret. We're speaking of Onyx PH here. At mukhang hindi lang nanliliit yung mapa. Nape-pressure na rin sila, no? Paring Rob.
Totoo. They're actually getting run down dito. Tapos sobrang nazozone out din sila just by the ultimate kaagad lang ni Few.
Yeah, it was heavy. Now let's see here. Rebo taking a lot of damage. Oh my goodness, yung planets attack talaga. Iba pa yung na-target. Minion wave. Ladies and gentlemen, and there goes Kansi na naman muli. Tapos sakto yung pamipa dito kaagad ni Lusty. Way of the Dragon. Unlocks na mega kill na maalam na si DJ Khalid doon. Double kill. Meron pa si Mata. Hindi na nga. Pinamuklat na lang para mawala. And that's it. That's a 3-for-none exchange. The trades here per kills are getting heavier and heavier against Onyx PH.
Oo. Dito, well, this is gonna be a Hail Mary play na lang talaga yung kailangan dito ng Onyx PH in this position. Kasi ang mangyayari dito, makiklear out na lahat sila and there's no way na makakalabas ngayon yung trio nila dito unless they go as a team, literally. Kaso ngayon, so, yung minion wave clear din, even ng Bren Esports, sobrang bilis. Kaya nilang tanggalin na lahat ng outer turrets dito, which is isa na lang yung natitira dito for Onyx PH.
And, feeling ko, Rob, no? Makikita mo sa larong to, now I understand bakit ang aga ng pili sa Parsa, no?
Totoo.
Ang ni Few, napaka-agresibo kaagad ni Few doon sa Parsa, and I cannot but think, but it's obvious here in this game, they really know how to play around the pressure that Parsa establishes. Diba?
At hindi na ako magtataka if Parsa will be part of the ban mamaya ng Onyx PH. Sobra yung, this hero alone is zoning them out. Let alone, kumbaga pag nag-feather airstrike si Few, maiipit sa isang position ng Onyx PH, that's where Flap TC will come with the Dragon form. Now, tuloy-tuloy na from there.
Indeed, Rob. Actually, feeling ko parang step by step yung advances dito ng Bren. Step 1, ult ni Parsa. Diba? Kung may mabawasan na konti, may entrada pa. It would be of the Yuzong, it would be of the Cho. Tapos last round si Kart Z. No? Siya yung parang step 3 for this fight. So, this is I think the way how this composition is played as shown to us by Bren Esports. But, Onyx is Onyx Classic. They're grouping up, maybe willing to take fights and pick-ups. Are you considering any comeback capacity dito para sa Onyx PH, Rob?
Seeing any power spike coming from them. Kasi, siguro we could be able to see like a play na hindi sila agad. I mean, ma-soak up, like what I've said, kanina, hinold ni Dilar yung damage ng ultimate ni Carl TZ with the Hayabusa. Possibly, ma-hold ng ni Dilar yung damage na ibibigay doon sa first initial burst na ibibigay ng Bren. Possibly, pag nangyari yun, pwede dito makapag-comeback dito sila Wise. They still have Iyakno as a sustain as well. Oh, my Venus can still have a damage.
Feeling ko na rin individual matchup. Pero tingnan natin ha, the Lord is being made used to the maximum dito ng mga membro ng Bren Esports. Lumipat na ng base. Doon yung Yuzong natin, may mega kill pa. Inuwi niya na lang at binulsat inarbor. Si Oh My Venus, may minion pa onto the mid lane inhibitor. Tapos destroyed na rin yun. Top lane inhibitor threat ang susunod habang nasa may ganda naman lulunod sa mga skills na manggagaling mula kay Few dito against the members of Onyx PH. Wise is there. The top lane inhibitor is not yet destroyed, but doesn't matter. They're gonna be focusing onto the base itself. Minion wave comes in. Iyakno went for the dive. Curtsy will have to Ogi Shadow out. No, hindi pa Shadow out. Dilar gets traded. Ogi Shadow lang ginawa dito ni Curtsy and they went for the re-engage. Maximum uptime here for Bren Esports in fights. This is the second team fight tol that they are taking.
Yes, kumbaga na-sustain nila yun and even just the Yusong lang yung namatay and totally annihilated the rest of Onyx PH and getting at least 2 tier 3 turrets. Now, for any winning condition dito, kung iisipin mo, grabe, look at that. Fuse withstanding everyone from the side of Onyx. I guess Spanish this might be it.
Yeah. I mean, those 3 seasons for Bren Esports becoming finalists, you know, is not accounted for nothing. They're really, really strong at nagturo ng leksyon ngayon ng Bren Esports against the younger generation. Congratulations to Bren Esports. They're taking the game 1 of the series against Onyx PH. Grabe, high level.
Grabe. I think there was no turrets been taken down for the side of Bren Esports. What a perfect gameplay talaga na nanggaling sa kanila.
Yeah, and that was a masterful play as well, using the Parsa. No, now I do understand why the Selena got banned for that. No freedom for the Parsa to actually just stand around, sit around kung may arrow. But I cannot but think that the comp is planned. Pre-planned really well. Like nothing really heavy on that comp. It's just a comp na pwedeng madaling i-shoot din yung lahat ng mga picks nila. Any final thoughts on that game number 1 and maybe as we enter this game number 2, Rob?
I guess if they're not gonna be banning the Parsa, they probably take a tank that will be able to initiate or at least kasi ang nangyari kasi with Jay, with the Basha, is that parang siya naging passive. Pinigyan nila kasi yung Basha just to deny pick na parang hindi ma-counter yung mga sustain nila like the Esmeralda. Pero at the end of the day, parang ano siya, kung napatay siya doon even with the revitalized na nila during the early stages, then from there, hindi niya maprotektahan yung mga core niya.
It's really within the interaction. Well, we'll see a deeper view of that game as we head on to our 1-minute break. Tapos ma-i-explain pa sa atin lalo yan ng ating resident analyst, that is Wolf. Again guys, the MPLPH Season 6 regular season will be back.
Are you game to be great? Now you can with the new Smart Giga Games 99. Get 1 gig data all day, every day for Mobile Legends and more. Game to be great with Smart Giga Games 99.
When uncertainty is our reality, we rise above with the things that matter. Gigify happiness. Gigify love. Gigify friendship. Gigify dreams. Gigify hope. With smart Giga music, video, games, work, and stories, we let our passions run free in the new world we face together. Smart, live Giga.
Welcome back to the MPL. Ako nga pala si Wolf, your resident analyst, and we will be talking about the Game 1 between Onyx PH and Bren Esports very quickly. There was a long break before and medyo nawala tayo sa ating thought process on what was the idea between the draft of Bren Esports and the draft of Onyx PH with early Khalid, early Yuzhong picks, at nakakita rin tayo ng early Farsa picks. And later on, we will discuss the importance of the heroes that I just mentioned. One thing that we do have to take note is this battle between the Hayabusa and the Roger always is a battle, is a tug of war during the early game. These are two heroes that are so dependent on early snowball that if a team that snowballs, hindi na sila mapipigilan ng kabilang team. That's the nature of these early to mid-game based lineups. And unfortunately para sa Onyx Page, yung gamble na to na ginawa nila wasn't enough. I also want to talk about this backshot pick coming out from Onyx Page. While it makes a lot of sense against your Yu Zhong, against your Gatot Kacha, hindi rin ito talaga yung best na heroes on that tank role that we can see in the meta that we're running right now. But before that, why don't we talk about the item builds? Honestly, pretty standard stuff from all teams. From both teams, I mean. And gusto ko lang tignan nyo dito is Fuse items because of the fact na napakaganda ng kanyang progression dito. Going for the Clock of Destiny as well as the Durance. The Durance made, I would say, ito talaga yung dagger against Sonic PH. The Durance disallows regeneration from your opponents, which is great versus your Esmeralda, definitely, against the Khalid at a certain point, the Baksha, as well as the Roger. So almost all ng heroes coming from Onyx PH was answered by few. Now we're gonna see our post-match data. It only went until 11 minutes and 24 seconds. But I guess the orange buffs and the purple buffs claimed. Ito yung talagang ridiculously nasa side ng Bren Esports. But the better explanation for this is after the first round of buffs na medyo even naman from both teams. In fact, the early rotations, the first rotations of both teams are just even. Pero na yung break-even na nangyari is the break ng Bren Esports and eventually they took hold of the game. They took control of it and they did not let it go. I also want to take note all of the turtles in this specific game belong to Bren Esports. And you're gonna wonder, where did it start? There are two turning points or two breaks of the game, I would say, para dito sa nangyari natin laro. First, the early game. Absolutely very good start coming out from both teams. Even yan. Pero masasabi natin na ang nanalo din talaga in the early stage was Bren Esports because of the first clash that they won. Maybe we can see that in the smart highlights that we are see the first blood going in favor of Bren Esports. You can see the goal. Pretty even. Kaso napasama ng pwesto dito si Jay, na-punish siya. And after that, tuloy-tuloy na ang pagkuha ng Bren Esports ng EXP. Do take note that the team fight of Bren Esports is so good when it comes to the AoE factor that they have. They have Farsa, meron silang Yuzhong na AoE initiations din, and then you also have this Cho from Lusty na supporting role, by the way. One mask setup from Bren Esports only on Lusty. And he actually allowed for Bren Esports to have a lot of good team fights in the early stage. It's like this, nakita niyo yung peel na yan. May na-skip tayo dito na team fight, which I think is the second turning point of the game. Na doon mo talaga natin masasabi na wala na, Bren Esports have already taken over the game. That happened in 6 minutes. What you're seeing right now in your screen is just Bren Esports sineselebrate na lang nila yung lamang nila over Onyx PH. But the real turning point for me was during the 6-minute mark, which I call one of the good peels coming out from Bren Esports. They have peeled through the lineup of Onyx PH with a very nice execution. Merong nauna, which is Rebo and Lusty in the front lines, and then merong biglang Yuzhong from Flaptizi sa likod. And it really caught Onyx PH off guard to a point where they eventually lost that clash. And any contention during all throughout the game is already lost para sa Onyx PH. Ladies and gentlemen, after the 6 minutes, you can honestly say that Bren Esports have already won this game. And for the 5 minutes thereafter, the Onyx PH was just at the mercy of Bren Esports. Our smart MVP of the game, however, is Few with a 709 KDA stat. Mind you, this is I think I can honestly say that this is a core Farsa that started with the Clock of Destiny as well as the Durance, which is, I would say, really gave a lot of teamfight prowess para sa Bren Esports. That Durance really is the nail in the coffin of Onyx PH because most of their heroes, their Baksha, their Esmeralda, Khalid, dependent talaga sa regeneration and sa sustain. That was game number 1 of Bren Esports versus Onyx PH. Let's see kung makakabawi ang Onyx PH sa ating game number 2 as we throw it back to the casters. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry about this. We actually shared this sa ating mga mga pages that we have official hashtag for Usapang MPL, which is MPL is back. All you have to do is go directly to the link posted in today's live stream caption and leave a comment. They're answering this week's topic for a chance to win skins. Mga kaibigan, and ako personally, marami akong bagay na excited ako for the upcoming MPL season, and that was because I'm a caster, and dami ko nalaman na exciting stuff, and we are gonna be presenting you with so much more for MPL for sure. Ito so far, si first comment natin si John Patrick Sia, I hope I pronounced it correctly. Nanonood ako ng MPL simula pa nung season 1. Oh, thank you. At nanonood ako ng walang kasama kasi mas nag-enjoy ako mag-comment sa performance ng mga kalok kasama ng ibang players pagtapos ko na makita ang mga laro nila. It's interesting parang first time kaya makakita ng ganyang klaseng reaction about enjoying a certain match. We have Joshua Brazil, nanonood ng MPL simula pa nung season 4. Okay, so medyo relatively new. Ngayon, nanonood ako kasama ang mga kapatid ko. Sobrang at sarap manood, lalo na pag kayo lang sa bahay. That's great, to enjoy it with the family. Instant may kainan pa habang nanonood ng MPL seasons to come. More power to MLBB. Man, great to just to enjoy watching Mobile Legends. And you also have that. You also have a lot of sustain and the food with you. Yuri C, our last comment that we are gonna read for the first game. Nanonood ako ng MPL simula pa nung season 1. Ngayon nanonood ako ng hindi na mag-isa. Dati dalawa lang kami ng kapatid ko nanonood at nakatutok sa bawat ganap ng MPL mula pa sa pagkapanalo ng Aether main. That's a classic. And ito, if the first generation, sakto diba sa Battle of Generations, hanggang sa Signal Ultra, Archangel at Sunsparks, kasama ko nga pala sa panonood yung kapatid ko. So, shoutouts to you, Yuri C. And syempre, yung mga nag-comment din sa atin, like we said before, we will be giving away skins if you do comment dun sa link na na-post dito sa live stream link natin for Usapang MPL. At ito yung paborito nyo. Alam ko, paborito ng lahat. Or giveaway codes, very quickly, upauna na kayo mga kaibigan. Or screen, actually mas maganda diskarte, I tell you, is to have a screenshot already para magamit nyo na agad yung code na yun. We also have a giveaway bonus code. I believe that we have a bonus for you guys because we were able to reach a lot of comments. From what I heard, we reached 20,000 comments, and maybe if we continue to participate sa mga ganitong mga events natin, ganito pakulo sa MPL, maybe we will get more bonus giveaway codes. So for now, we all had the 2 codes, and we still have plenty more action Mobile Legends para sa inyo lahat. At syempre, may mga giveaways din. For now, I'm gonna be passing it back to the casters. Wolf, giving it back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Wolf. Literal na 8 gahabang segment, no? Nakakatawa. Kompletos, recados. Sa totoo lang. You got very chunky analysts. Then you have their fair share of pangungumusta sa community natin na nanunood ngayon ng MPL. I love the part yung may kasamang kain pa, no? May kasamang alam mo naman kami ni Manjit, paborito namin yan. But we are here now, Rob. No, we are now on game number 2, 1-0 in favor of Brand Esports facing off Onyx PH. Again, this is just a best of 3 series sa lahat ng mga matchups natin dito sa ating regular season. So, match point na para sa Bren. Ang laki ng panalo ng Bren na yun. No? Ng Bren doon sa game number 1. What are the pressing points siguro, Rob, dito that you see for adjustments na because we enter game number 2?
Tingin ko, they have to state what they're used to be. Yung parang mas aggressive in nature. Kumbaga, ang nangyari kasi kanina, parang on the first 3 minutes of the game, well, sabi nga ni Wolf, yung pinaka-turning point was the 6 minute. Pero for me, one of the is yung nahuli nila yung Basha. Kumbaga, ang nangyari, like sa rotation nila, parang almost nagmi-mirror sila. Parang halos wala ang nangyari in play. Kumbaga, pabilisan ng pag-clear. And it just so happened na naputakan sila doon sa part na yun ng Brand Esports. Kasi kayang i-sustain yung mga side lanes talaga. Yusong on the top lane.
Yeah. Yes.
Tapos, yun, I think what Onyx PH needs to do is something, probably make a certain lineup na medyo aggressive. Kung gusto talaga nila, if they will be picking still the Roger, I guess they really have to ban the Farsa or at least get it to themselves.
And actually, tol, no? Totoo din yung sinabi ni Wolf na the comps are gamble. Early to mid, elated yung pag if you fail the early game, you will fail tuloy-tuloy. If you get the lead at the early game, yung lead tuloy-tuloy. Kaya naman wala nang comeback na nangyari, no, nung nahuli ng magkasunod si Jay dito. I also want to stress out, siguro isa sa mga pwede rin gawing adjustment ng Onyx would be itemizations kanina. Iding kung paano yung Bren, parang isahan sila on making your itemization, defensive itemizations awkward. This is actually an old technique na ginagawa sa mga MOBA. Pansin mo kanina, di ba, ang MVP, si Few, di ba, magic damage, right? And he's been very aggressive. He's been throwing a lot of spells here and there. Pero sino yung mga kasama niya? Yuzong, Hayabusa, AD damage, no? Which mararamdaman mo talaga, may Chobang kasama, no? So I think even if you are at the shoes of Jay, ang hirap yata mag-itemize for that, no?
Actually, sad to say, the Bastion was like a passive tank during that time.
Yes.
Pag kahit mag-ulti siya, parang pwede siyang i-run down lang ng kahit sino. Dadaanan lang yung...
Kinakapoy nga ni Ribo Gatot, kanina.
Totoo. Sabihin na natin, in terms, di ba, parang pang-counter for the regeneration, yung pinaka-ulti ng Basha. Pero, in terms doon sa mga hero comp kasi ng Bren Esport, kaya nila i-win stand just by doing some items. Naka-killing spree pa dito as well yung Yuzong. So once na may yung squishy heroes na pag napatay niya si Oh My Venus, which is the Cyclops, balik na kagad eh. Kumbaga, kaya yung buong lineup ng Bren that time was actually a complete rundown. Though doon sa sinabi, sa naging pick natin, of course, na Onyx PH doon during that game, is that hindi kasi nakuha ng Onyx yung early rotations nila. I was really hoping na maka-pick off sila kagad because Roger and as well Cyclops could be able to deal so much damage na kaya kahit sino during the first 5 minutes. Kaya nilang tunawin, even the tank show eh.
At ang bilis nung clear, di ba? We have to say how fast the clear is kapag pinamarisan yung Roger ng Cyclops dito. Well, one thing is for sure, there is a demand for an adjustment. I don't think the same, like it would be begging to lose the game if Onyx rolled with the same composition that they rolled on game number 1. Kasi I can help but feel na kahit tayo bumoto tayo ng Onyx, pero I can help but feel na yung Bren nakaisa talaga, naisahan yung Onyx doon in terms of composition and in utilizing their compositions as well. Ito lang din yung nararamdaman ko, Rob. I think you will agree with me on this. Feeling ko kulang kung iban lang yung Farsa. Kasi di ba, sinabi mo, interview with Lusty, may pool. May pool limitation yung Onyx and I can feel na kahit iban mo yung Farsa kay Few, may pambala ng Bren. Totoo.
Lalo na pa ngayon na we still on the 6-0 ban, na dalawa lang yung initial bans mo talaga. And I guess, yung ban ng Onyx was the right bans, to be honest, with that one. There are even other, may mga nakausap din ako in terms of, sometimes they go like a Kagura na pang-count. Is more, mas in terms of mobility. Kasi Cyclops is very strong in nature, pero once na ni-rundown kayo, like parang pinasok siya,
wala nang takas.
Parang naka-purify pa si Oh My Venus that time. So wala ka ng takas. Kumbaga yun yung nangyayari doon. It's up for the tank talaga. Kaso nga lang, yung tank nila doon was pwedeng ring daanan. Diba? Nung the rest of Bren Esports. So wala talagang complete barrier yung mga squishy heroes ng Onyx PH na talagang dinediretso and Flap TC just going inside sa backlane ng Onyx.
Yes, man. I kind of feel, without doubt, no, on that kind of performance, especially on the Yuzong, the draft in ni Flap TC seems to be rewarding. I'm just saying seems kasi isang game pa lang eh.
Yeah.
Malalaman pa natin sa mga susunod na game, but so far so good para dito sa ipinalit nga kay Coco Den. And may isa pang solution, no? Naisip ko lang. What about basic in? What do you think?
Rob, there's actually sa talaga yung iniintay ko eh, na maglaro for the very first game, and I think it could somehow medyo baka maiba ng konti.
Yeah.
Hindi na konti. Yeah. It might be drastically magbabago yung classic nila. Kasi ibang-iba yung hero pool ni Basic, and mas aggressive in nature they do have.
Yes.
Ancelot, even Roger, then naman gumagamit. So I guess it's a very good choice if they could put basic on this game. It's not that wise is not good enough, pero mababago kasi yung team comp nila when basic is in.
Totoo, Rob. I cannot feel as well that they relied they give a big responsibility para kay Iakno doon.
Mm-hmm.
No? Early pick on the Esmeralda was given towards Iakno. I think dapat by design okay sana yung Esmeralda pick against melee heroes. Pero parang hindi na lang binigyan ng freedom basta-basta si Iakno, no? As in, bitaw kagad yung Farsa, ang awkward tumalon bilang Esmeralda on that part. And kung si Basic nandun, maybe the concentration of responsibility or offensive capacities nung Onyx dito ay ilalagay nga kay Basic, no?
Oo. Totoo. Saka ano din no? Kung iisipin mo, the side laners of Bren Esport is really hard to penetrate. I mean, for as an Esmeralda, of course, hindi naman siya naka-mage emblem. So, the damage on the initial damage sa umpisa ng game up until na magkaroon siya ng item, I think the only item he had was Enchanted Talisman, and that was for cooldown. So, hindi naman siya ganon kalakas yung magic damage na nadagdag. And for Rebo, yung spell bump kasi ng Gato Kacha was very, very strong. I mean, every damage na pwede mo ilapag, pwedeng ibalik just by the passive itself ng isang Gato Kacha. Yuzong, of course, hindi rin nila kayang pasukin. So, both side laners sobrang consistent for the side of Red Esports. At syempre, the draft is already on its way, ladies and gentlemen.
And without doubt, makikita mo kagad ang paunang entrada ng bandito ng Onyx PH, Farsa.
Yeah.
Now, I kind of by feel, this is Bren Esports. We are talking about guys, again, kung sa veterano at sa veterano, hindi na talaga. Parang ang dali depensa ng Bren dito. And I kind of feel na hindi kawalan yung Farsa pick. But, sige, tingnan na lang natin what will be the running trend. Because right now, Onyx, new generation na ninigurado, parang surewinan yung ban ngayon. Even Flap Z, they want to also disable. Maybe that's the one that might be rewarding, no? A Yuzong ban against Flap Z. But what do you think, Rob? With this kind of bans ngayon, we're sure to have a new dynamic. Any guess siguro on what kind of dynamic will that be?
Guessing na magkakaroon ng Hilda pick dito either of the two teams. Yung running talaga kasi since Yuzong was out, I think pero for this one, YSS of course still gonna be there. And
it will come at no surprise on that Selena. But even Bren Esports is also believing on the Khalid pick, no? It has been disruptive, I think so, on the hands of Dilar. But ang mahirap lang kasi we don't see that much Khalid games pa in competitive to really see how this hero interacts with the other heroes being chosen in competitive. But on case trends, what are your expectations ngayon dito sa Bren? Sa kamay ni Flapsy siguro.
I'm still looking forward kung siya talaga yung gagamit dito nung Khalid kasi there are still heroes na meron. Pero if in case siya yung gagamit dito, this might be like a first 5-minute passive ng isang Khalid. And kung kukunin dito kasi Bren Esports is one of the teams din na gumagamit ng Hilda, and this might be a good time for them to pick this one kasi si Roger
is banning.
Okay, so it's really Roger. So medyo nabaliktad, Doc, yung setup nila dito in terms of rotation. Pero the Selena dito yung pinaka parang ace pick ng Bren Esports in, like what we've sabi ko sa'yo kanina. Mas mabilis yung rotation kasi nga because of the trap, kaya nilang kunin kagad yung purple buff, yung red buff dito dahil lang sa isang sim.
And they don't want that one getting banned. Actually, ang maganda dito, Onyx PH, si Dilar yung hawak ngayon ng Uranus. Has been very, very familiar talaga with that hero for the side of that off lane. Ang curious lang ako, so Bren talaga really wants to secure this Roger right now. They don't want to directly counter the Esmeralda, which might be a possibility pa rin naman, no, sa side dito ng Bren Esports. So that they can answer for this Uranus. I feel like it's an easy answer against the Uranus. But wow, that's a very good ban. Pero Loyi is still available sa side ng Onyx PH. Now, Valier ban dito ng Onyx PH. Any guess what will be the approach dito regarding the tanks ng Bren?
For the tanks of the Bren, since wala naman yung dalawang formidable tank,
or magdo-double fighter siguro.
Possible, diba? Actually, Linda, sa Popalin ko. Kaso kasi,
yan, got Hilda.
Alright, so Hilda, okay. So most likely, Hilda will be their tank. In case kumuha sila dito, probably pwede pa silang kumuha like another mage para on their side. Esmeralda is still open to be honest. Bibig bad for my Onyx PH, okay.
Actually, binan yung Esmeralda ng Onyx PH. My best bet for this one, if you are Onyx PH, kasi pwede kang mag-support Cho talaga eh. Pero I think it was Lusty rolling on that one kasi nga, di ba? Is comfortable in playing that on the tank role. And Iakno plays Cho eh. So I think it's an Oh My Venus hero. Yun ang hinahanap ngayon. If we are actually basing it on the notes, ewan ko, Oh My Venus doesn't seem to be a player that prefers choosing PNK. They went for something safe. They went for the tabs na lang talaga within the meta. And yun yung sinasabi natin, parang wala na rin available option for Loy. It does look like Onyx PH just pick whatever is available na lang din for the effective pool of heroes. And there's an opportunity now for Bren. There's even an opportunity for Bren now to counter.
Definitely. And I guess yung final pick nila dito would be a Lusty hero eh. Kasi most of the time, Rebo is the one who uses the Hilda.
For that lane. And medyo hindi naman heavy counter talaga yung pag nagkaroon tayo ng parang may isang lamang kung sa against the other kung magkaroon man ng Hilda or Thamus matchup. But the strat ni Hilda is of the rotation. Ang bilis na responde. And yung big burst ng damage, yung maganda kay Hilda dito. Ang ano mo lang kailangan bantayan if you are a Hilda is not to really overstay your welcome.
Gato Kacha. So basically, this is gonna be the same sides, Gato Kacha and as well with the Khalid. So most likely gonna be mistaken, that was Lusty probably will be the one to use the Hilda. And now, if I will be predicting on this one, I think Red Esports will be a more easier team composition to execute compared into Onyx PH. So nabago yung setup. Though, there is something on Onyx PH na you have to look forward to because they do have the YSS. Of course, the Mountain Shocker will always be their vision in terms of rotation. Of course, Uranus is something that hindi mo pwedeng basta-basta maliitin. Kayang-kaya niya talagang i-sustain yung lane niya if played properly.
Sa akin naman, actually, on my talaga personal analysis, I'm leaning now more on that Onyx PH. I feel like they have the better composition na talaga. No slow heroes. They have quite high pressure heroes in the form of the Uranus din, diba? Loy is actually very effective. Ang inaalala ko lang is paano ba protektahan effectively din yung YSS. Kung may freedom ba para sa YSS, I can't help but feel na kulang yata yung pang-protekta para doon sa YSS. And there's a lot for anyone to dive against the YSS. Gatot Kache is actually very effective. Once nag-traceless yung YSS palapit, no? Pwede ka lang mangtonte against that Yisun Shin. And I think malaki namang pang-disable sa Bren yung mga nawalang pick sa kanila kanina in the form of the Parsa. I feel like mas madali i-full up pa rin si Yuzong kumpara kay Hilda, di ba?
Totoo.
So, feeling ko mas okay na ngayon ang hulma ng Onyx PH. Okay. Alright. So, we are now officially into the game, guys. Napakabilis. It's actually Dilar kuha kaagad yung first blood dito. That's sure, are they going for, hindi ko na-miss out ko yata. It was on the orange buff probably. But, what I want to emphasize now is si Iakno palang hawak sa Uranus ngayon, no?
Totoo yan. Pero mas maganda nagiging ikot ng Onyx ngayon compared to game number 1. And but Dilar might actually die here, ladies and gentlemen. And but na-reset naman dito yung orange buff ng
May delay. I think that's quite rewarding. And actually, di pa tapos Jay will jump. Tries to go in. Kinalmot lamang ni Lusty dito. So, everyone is still very much willing to take early gambles in this game, no?
Gusto ko yung yung pagiging aggressive dito ng Onyx PH. Kasi kanina parang they're just waiting, parang a very good opening. Pero eto ngayon, they are the one who's being aggressive. Pero yun, the arrow will connect on Oh My Venus.
Napakabilis. Even Lusty went for the flicker just so to get the kill to Oh My Venus. But few messes up his dive. There is the trap though. At may naisama naman sa langit dito si Paring Few. Bayangin langit. Speaking of langit, may nanggagaling na spell sa langit. Mountain Shocker stops Bren Esports in responding to back up on Few. Grabe, tol. Willing kaagad lumaban talaga. Parang hindi natalo sa game 1 yung Onyx PH dito.
Oo, mas uminit dito yung laro ng Onyx PH. This is actually the Onyx PH that we're used to see. Na early game pa lang, early stages of the game pa lang, ramdam mo na kaagad yung presence.
Yeah. Pero ang threatening din yan, no? Ni Few. even for the backline. Tapos Losty is very much willing to follow up on that though. Even willing to burn the flicker. And oh my Venus needs to be careful kasi ayan ang bilis ng follow-up ng Bren doon. Walang mountain shocker for that part para talaga mapigilan. And alam mo yun, mapamali ka na nga lilingon ng kakagad ng Bren. But the problem here is mag-clean up na rin. Mga membro dito ng Onyx PH, Cyclone Eye, pinikap ka agad. Dito ni Flapsy para maiwasan pumatay. Pero speaking of patay, merong masyadong malalim.
Oo, grabe. Grabe yung pasok talaga nila dito, ladies and gentlemen. Pero 1v1 here on the top lane, yung Khalid, kaya niyang isustain talaga yung Tamus. So ito, medyo back and forth yung laban natin ngayon, paring Shane, and I guess it's all about kung paano nila mapipick off dito. For Bren, they have to find a way na mapick off dito si Wise.
Yeah, that's heavy, no? Did I get disconnected kanina?
There's a part
during my
medyo, no? Yeah.
Okay lang. Now we are back officially. Di pa rin, men. The arrows keeps on hitting. Actually, very high pressure. Pero mukhang hindi na ganun kalinis yung follow-up ngayon na ginagagawa kay Pew. This is a very heated fight, Paul. Like, early to mid na naman yata yung comms o minamata nila. No? Like, you know, ditch the scaling, man. Take the fights that you can. Even Flapsy are getting punished so early. And it does look like Onyx PH is giving Bren a taste of their own medicine that they did kaninang game 1.
Grabe yung aggression na pinapakita rito, ladies and gentlemen, ng Onyx PH. They're really trying to every single buff ng Bren.
Grabe yung away as they don't stop there. That's gonna be the dispersion coming in from Oh My B. Sipa na nga lang dito na binabato din ni Baring J. And that's it. Dilar will be tagged. Coming in from the Avisalaro ni Phil dito. Went for the bite. That's the Soul Eater completing the kill. And there goes Oh My B from the kalmot na ginawa ng Roger dito. Pero gumanti pa rin naman si Oh My B dito after the dispersion. Gets the kill onto the Roger. There's a J here. Will be killed as well by Pew, dating teammate. Pero that's it. Ang overall trade 4-for-2 exchange, mukhang nakalimutan huminga doon ng Onyx PH because Bren was able to answer back very quick. Look at the gold lead here. 500. Napaka-equal.
Oo, dikit na dikit talaga parang Shane. And ang medyo nag-overstay na rin siguro talaga on yung Onyx doon sa pag-i-invade nila.
Yeah. Was very surprised, no? Ganong kawiling itong dalawa. Considering the composition as a Uranus, wherein your side lane would have been a very strong lane sana, no?
Mas ramdam mo nga yung presence ng Uranus. Some other Uranus players will actually gonna be staying on their lane and try to take those turrets. Pero itong Uranus natin dito talaga was actually joining team fights.
Yeah. They're totally joining team fights. And do you think, Rob, they need to switch their playstyle here instead of being too aggressive?
I guess they have to keep up the pace.
Yeah. Nako, grabe yan. Yun yung reaction. Napakalinis to pull up dito ni Oh My Venus. Pero yung engage talaga ng Bren. Pag nakakuha sila ng momentum, they will continue the push. But Dilar was wise now. He went for the side lane na. Tama na yung pakikipag-away ng maaga against Bren.
May point sa akin, Shane, this is very nostalgic on the different seasons ng MPL. Kung mapapansin mo dito, Bren Esports, it's hindi nila masyadong pinofocus si Wise. They're really going against Oh My Venus.
Yeah, yes.
Now, which is isa sa naging part of the, if I'm not mistaken, that was MPL Season 4, na the SS run, na pagka pinapasok na namin, they cancel the SS that time, then they go against Oh My Venus. Kumbaga, si Oh My Venus yung hinuhuli lang nila dito and the rest will actually fall apart.
Yeah, I kind of feel na parang Oh My Venus is being too aggressive compared to the capacities of his hero. No? Again, Oh My Venus is already running in 4 deaths here. But although this is a very bloody fight at na-exchange naman yun ng Onyx PH, still parang compared to other supports nakikita mo ibang i-approach dito ni Imba DJ. Mas controlled si Imba DJ Pero hindi mo rin masabing hindi aggressive si Imba DJ dito. Speaking of Jay, we got Jay here getting clapped on by Lusty. Hindi pa naman matutuloy yan. But right now, I thought feel na nakaka-establish na naman ulit ng map control dito yung Bren, no? Rob?
Oo. Actually, it was the first 3 minutes was about Onyx PH getting having Bren Esports being run down by Onyx. Pero ngayon, nabaliktad siya because of the overstaying doon sa may orange buff ng Bren Esports. So ngayon, medyo nararamdaman na nila yung aggressiveness na ginagawa ng Bren. Look at that. Even Carl TC taking on the YSS just under the tier 2 turret.
That's very dangerous kasi bounty, no? And that's the main core getting removed. Tapos on the side lanes, Bren Esports is also getting turrets for themselves and there is no answer mula dito sa Onyx PH. The fight carries on. Tuloy-tuloy lang. Jay here, I cannot think they're taking separate fights here. Dali si Oh My Venus, inispatan kagad ni Ribo talaga. Napakabilis. They will commit for the taunt. no, not anymore. No, Avatar of Guardian gets bumped for that. Pero, ayun na yun, mga kaibigan. Right now, eto na ulit na naman siguro yung 5 point natin of Bren taking control.
Oo. Medyo, eto to be honest din, medyo mahihirapan dito na maka-comeback yung Onyx PH in terms of map control. Kasi mas, in terms of mobility, mas mabilis yung Bren Esports. And the only thing that they could be able to pull off is probably Jay could get a good Way of Dragon. For example, like Carl TC. I guess Carl TC and Q are the only ones that could be able to kill as fast, burst it down as fast as it can.
Yeah. And, kung sakali man, no, para sa'yo, Rob, what do you think? You mentioned yung sa comeback in terms of map control, but you think, no, there's the capacity pa rin if you are accounting for the YSS, no?
Mm-hmm.
What about scaling? What are your thoughts on the scaling?
Scaling, I would definitely go for Bren Esports on this one because even the Hilda could be able to deal so much damage, even Rebo, na pwedeng mag all the way mage item. Just look at how tanky Lusty is.
Yeah, that's massive, mga kaibigan. At nahuli na rin yung Mason Shin, so maybe forget about scaling kung yung carry nyo naman nawawala lang rin. Rebo sa may pinakaharapan, that's gonna be the post na ginawa dyan. Dito sa may daan ni Jay, iyak, no body blocking that. Pero ang kulang ng damage, tol. Kulang ng damage. Kanina pa si Rebo nakatambay dyan. Si Flapsing hindi umaaray. Blast Iron Fist. Abyssal trap to the Abyssal Arrow. Re-engage na ginawa dito ni Lusty. And here comes Karzi. Sumigaw na, pero hindi nung sumali sa laban. Wala na rin sa ring. They just went for the push on this mid lane inhibitor turret.
Exactly. Actually, tamang-tama doon, parang sila talagang bitin sa damage because nung nawala si Wise, the only damage that they could be able to pull off is coming from Omei Venus. Pero as a Luyi player, ang hirap i-pull off yung duality passive mo kung walang umaharap. Though Jay could be able to tank, pero not as much as yung usual tankers natin if they have like the Atlas, yung mga ganong klase ng hero. And Iyakno is like almost the same as what the Basha is giving them during the game number 1.
Yeah, for this case, no? Pero at least may magandang regeneration pa rin yung Atlas, eh. Yung uptime niya laging nandyan. Whenever you get skill, you can easily translate na to ng objective. Even some little pressure, minion may, dahil Atlas regeneration yan. Pero in team fights, parang, alam mo yun, lamang sa damage ngayon ng Bren. Even with Wise on, I can have a feel, no? Kasi may tumatamang arrow pa rin, pero ayun lang. Ang bilis nun,
It's something that they have to take it. Diba? Sobrang laki ng pag-kill nila doon kay Flat Easy and this is gonna be a good chance for them to take this level 1 Lord.
Yeah, okay, maganda to. The Lord secured by the members of Team Onyx PH, pero at to what cost? Maybe everything? Na maalam yung Roger lang din. Wala nang mga carries dito because the Yisun Shin will also bid goodbye. Tapos kita mo si Jay dito, patay, down the Abyssal Arrow, national later ni Few. Dito na makainit talaga ng silina ni Few. Pero naging gate na lang doon. Pasok si Iyakno, 2-man, 4, focus dyan. At of course, lalayo na lamang si Dilar. I think wala naman ang objective. Actually, inang-pressure na lang si Iyakno, pero sabi niya na alis na kayo.
Nang zone out na lang dito, no? Pero the Black Easy has already been here. Kaya nila to?
Tapang ni Iyakno, Well, alam mo calculated to, parang
Totoo. I was even thinking kung kaya ba, even with Flap PC, item siya dito, like a Sea Halberd, kaya nilang i-burst down ang isang Uranus.
Bayad na si Iyakno. Ang may damage na lang tol dyan, Roger, no? Oh my God, that is gonna be a big ray of hope for the members dito ng Onyx PH. Pero ginawa ni Dilar. Nakalimutan niya yata si Iyakno yung makunat. Mga kaibigan, I think hindi naman kailangan sana mapatay ng ganun basta si Dilar, no? Well, they're just gonna go here for the mid-lane side. You get the Lord pushing on that inhibitor turret, but it's quite expected naman para makakuha ng push. Tol, nakakuha ng bawi, no? Ang inakala nating scaling ni Yusin Shin kay Iyakno na punta, no?
Kumbaga, si Iyakno, ang maganda rito for the side of Onyx PH is wala pa ni isa from Bren Esports could be able to bring him down. Siguro they could be able to burst it once tamaan siguro ng pana and a good chunk of damage na magagaling kay Flap PC. Yeah. Aside from that, kayang i-regen lahat ng damage na binabato nila.
Kung di mo matuluyan, no? Kung di mo matuluyan. Tsaka, ito lang din, maybe they can capitalize kapag masyadong malalim si Iyakno. That's hindi maka-follow up yung teammates ng Onyx. Importante pa rin, I think Iyakno should be mindful na hindi lang siya pwede basta-basta pumasok. Kailangan na pa-follow up rin siya o may sense yung pasok niya pa rin, no?
Oo. Grabe, no? That, yung talagang, ito yung masasabi mo, the tables have turned dito sa laban na to.
Flips table, no? Well, now, kanina ina-account natin yung comeback dito ng Onyx PH and does look like the comeback is already established. Any thoughts on the comeback possibility ng Bren?
possibly, they have to itemize at least dito para kay Iyakno. Kasi yung pero ito, may mangyari. Talon after of the
Laki nun. Yun lang. Kerry pa naman, binulsay doon mula sa Avatar of Guardian na maalam yung Yishun sinapit-pit eh. Binagsakan ba? Binagsakan ka. Ang isang malutong na gatot kacha. Pero ito, kunat ang meron sila. Hindi damage. Kita mo, umaray kami from the AOE. On the millies from the Hilda. Buti na lang natuluyan yung Hilda. Naka-re-engage pa si Dilar because naka-on na yung kanyang counter on Inferno. Habol pa dito may Belat pang ginawa si Iyakno in this game. Number 2 might be it. Might be put into the pocket of the members of Onyx PH na nagigigil. Makabawi.
Sabi, no? Ito yung naging parang saving grace nila dito. The Urano skills, the damage na manggagaling dito for the Bren Esport is mostly melee. And kaya mas lalo na nakakapag-heal dito ang isang Uranus.
Ang ingat ng laro.
Wow. Wow.
Actually, looking forward on the reveal of the itemizations dito pagdating sa post-game. We got a 1-1. We have a game 3. Sulit ang gabi ating mga manonood. It's gonna be a victory for Onyx PH.
Grabe, ladies and gentlemen. That was very unexpected. I mean, Bren Esport already had a game on the mid-game, pero just one champion, just one hero ng Onyx PH have turned everything around para sa side ng Onyx PH.
Bayad eh, no? Sulit eh, no?
Yung limang heroes nila dito. I mean, technically, lahat sila nagiging melee kasi si Few, they have to change it into a melee form, di ba? To be able to use the karon. Mga ganon.
Not to mention, sulit yung ban. Sulit yung ban sa Yuzong. Sulit yung ban sa Parsa. Binandin yung Esmeralda eh. I mean, ano yun eh, textbook eh. Pag may Uranus ka, listen mo lang yung Parsa. And Uranus is high impact on this game. It cannot be denied. But, of course, I'm really excited to see the insights ng ating analyst na si Paring Wolf kasi feeling ko mas may maganda talaga siyang breakdown for this game. And exciting pa kasi we have a game 3, guys. Sulit na sulit nga ang ating gabi. Ang MPL PH Season 6 will be back after this.
Depends on the network you choose. Movies, music, and games can only be as good as your network speed and strength. Slow means game over. But the Philippines' fastest mobile data network means game changing. Choose the network that gives you what you truly enjoy. How do you know about this Gigalite?
Are you game to be great? Smart Giga Games 99. Get 1 gig data all day, every day for Mobile Legends and more. Game to be great with Smart Giga Games 99.
Welcome back to the MPL. My name is Wolf, your resident analyst. We're going to be talking about Game 2 of Bren Esports versus Onyx PH. And we did mention na may possibility na makabawi Onyx PH with just how they performed, how they draft. And it did happen in game number 2. Let's try to break it down. I think that this is a classic dichotomy or yung comparison nga natin ng early game and the late game. Do take note that these items that you're seeing right now are indicative of many factors. In game number 1, one mask setup per team. At ngayon, bakit kaya nag-2 mask setup ang pares na teams natin? Look at Onyx PH, you have Omay, Venus, and Jay. They are the supports. And this is standard. And the way they picked it up is syempre mauna muna yung tank and then the support. But if you look at Bren Esports, dito na natin makita ang transition ng idol na mga kids na si Few. And honestly, nagpapalitan na sila ng roles. Rebo, when playing the God of Kacha, is a core, while si Few plays as a support with Lusty on this Hilda. As you can see, the other mask na upgraded ngayon. I think that it's important to take note na yung Hilda, when we theory crafted it before MPL Season 6, iniisip natin Hilda is a valid offlane kung first na nga usapan. But Lusty picked it up as a support because Hilda nowadays is being played as a support. Honestly, I thought that the Hilda was drafted to go up against Uranus and Tams. And ba't ko nasabi doon? Kasi ang Hilda ay ko, damage output ng ibang heroes ay medyo mabagal, Hilda is a big burst. And it's great versus sustained heroes like Uranus and Tams. Mapatay mo agad sila, you're good. However, dahil medyo supporting role ito si Lusty, kinulang bigla ng damage output ang makikita natin mula si Bren Esports. This is a 13-minute game where the orange buffs are almost equal, the purple buffs are also almost equal. But you can see, Turtles slain, one apiece. And yung isa naman napunta sa, isang Lord naman ay napunta sa Onyx PH. Maybe if we could get to see the highlights, we can notice kung paano nakakuha biglaan ang Onyx PH ng isang malupit na turtle steal using the Yisan-Shin ultimate as we look into the smart highlights of the game. Pretty even, honestly, in the early stages. Palitan lang. I think we came to a point where even sa 12,000 gold for both teams, even when there's a big kill advantage for Onyx PH and Bren Esports is kind of going back when it comes to those pickoffs. Like yung nakikita natin sa Selena, this is the first turtle fight which went in favor of Bren Esports. And at this moment, mapapaisip ka, oh, is Bren Esports having the lead right now, specifically because they also have the Roger. We skipped the part wherein yung si Wise using the ultimate, the Mountain Chakra, this Yisan-Shin was able to steal the second turtle. But what I like about Onyx PH is nakakuha sila ng mas importanteng objective, which was the Lord. And it kind of gave them the advantage. This time, Bren Esports naman, they took down Wise before this clash. And naturally, kung ikaw yung team na napatay yung core, no, yung carry ng kalaban, syempre lalaban ka, di ba? But Onyx PH was so prepared. I think the Queen's Wings were already available para kay Dilar at this moment. So imagine, Bren Esports, nakita nila, Wise is dead, naghabol sila, and the nature of a team na hinahabol is, nangahabol is mag-group up sila eventually. And unfortunately, the AoE damage coming out from the Uranus as well as this Tams, tapos couple it up with the sustain and the fact na napatay agad nila yung Hilda, they were unstoppable. There was a time where it was a 5v3 fight or a 4v2 fight, and it really did went in favor of the Tams and the Uranus. Yakto, our MVP of the game, 4-0-7, prioritizing the Oracle as well for additional regeneration. And I think that yung mga breaks of the game dito for game number 2 is the fact na nakuha yung second turtle ng Onyx PH when it really was a free dapat para sa Bren Esports, and they're dependent on it because they're playing the Roger, right? So Roger needs to snowball, and that's what they stopped. And the second break of the game is the fact that the Lord and other bigger objectives were secured by Onyx PH, and that last clash is the nail in the coffin of Bren Esports for game number 2. We will be going to a game number 3 pretty soon. But before that, why don't we look at the recent responses of our community sa usapang MPL. Again guys, if you're interested kung paano ba makapag-comment para sa usapang MPL, just search for the hashtag MPL is back or go directly to the link posted on today's live stream and leave a caption and a comment answering this week's topic for a chance to win skins. We already mentioned kanina yung tatlong napili nating mga comments, but we also have 3 more to go in this specific game number 2. Kay Edmon Mayuyom, nanonood ako ng MPL simula pa nung season 1. Ngayon, nanonood ako kasama ng kapatid ko. Sobrang sarap manood. Pag kayo lang sa bayan, instant may pagkain. Yun nga, parang it's really nice to watch MPL at home. Pero syempre, ako personally, mas preferred ko na manood while live sa on-site events. But obviously, you get what it can. It's a time ngayon ng COVID. Ang advantage is kasama natin yung pamilya natin manood ng MPL. And I think that's great para malaman din ng mga kapamilya natin kung ano ba yung ine-enjoy nating laro. Okay. Si Keith Pog Singian, nanonood ako ng MPL simula pa nung season 2. Ngayon, nanonood ako ng walang kasama kasi mas naintindihan ko yung laro at stats kapag walang side comments ng iba. Interesting kasi nga minsan may mga unsolicited na opinion ibang tao, but sometimes it's great to enjoy it alone. Maalam sa laro kaya nakakalito lang at hindi ko ma-enjoy yung MPL, so yeah, at least you get to enjoy it. Congratulations. Last comment is si Padua Edgar Allen. Nanonood ako ng MPL mula pa nung season 4. Ngayon, nanonood ako kasama ang ka-squad ko dahil sa napakagandang mga laban. Nakakalam rin kami ng mga bagong strategies. So it's great actually. If you have a squad, if you're aiming to rank up or kung gusto mo talaga maging pro, this is the chance for you guys to watch MPL or ML at the highest level. At syempre, ibibigay lang yan sa atin ng MPL. The best in the business, or at least the best in the country when it comes to playing Mobile Legends, playing now para sa MPL. And MPL Season 6 is just a treat. What a great start, by the way, as we kick off with Bren Esports going up against Onyx Page. Then again, aside from that kind of enjoyment, enjoy na rin yung mga giveaway codes natin na ipapamigay natin. Oh bro, this is the first one. Screenshot nyo na yan, or kung mabilis kayo mag-type, why not, right? And claim it because it's, I believe that only limited stats ang makakapag-claim. That has been game number 2's analysis. Let's see what the casters think about game number 3 upcoming for Bren Esports and Onyx Page. Back to you guys.
I guess we're back.
Hello, sound check.
I guess we are back.
Okay, can you hear me? Alright. Ayan, connection issue for that. But thank you so much, Wolf, for that insight. Nakakatuwa na we have a lot of regular viewers, especially when they mention that they watch MPL since season 4. Season 2, season 1. Well, eto, andito tayo ngayon sa season 5 and still the quality of games of MPL never drop. It just gets better and better. At para sa ating unang laro, nakarating pa tayo sa isang game number 3 on a very heated fight. Para sa akin nga, parang alanganan pag nag-2-0 tayo dito no? Dito sa dalawang team. It's very nice to know na umabot tayo ng game number 3 kasi parang hindi natin easily na-dismiss yung isang team as mas malakas or mas mahina compared sa kabila kapag yung series nila nagkakakalmutan, nagkakasugatan kaagad sila.
Oo. Actually, yung game number 2 talagang back and forth na yung nangyari. No? Parang it's what was about Onyx PH getting the ahead ng early stages, the first 3 minutes, then suddenly, nabaliktad ang Brennan all throughout na parang sila na yung commanding lead, but just with one hero, ni Iyak. No? May part din sa akin na nagulat yung Bren Ay, meron nga palang Uranus. And I think the item, the Deadly Blade, was very too late for the size na inong Kalit. I think binili lang nila yung Deadly Blade the time na hindi nakikita na nilang tinatayuan na lang sila ng isang Uranus.
And the thing is, talagang when this comes in this type of against this type of high pressure heroes talaga, you need to be very wise with your itemizations. Lalo pa when it's not yet too late kasi naka-establish talaga ng malaking lead doon si Iyak by the moment na walang naka-anti-heal item para sa kanya, hindi pa kaagad up yung Deadly Blade. Now, dito tayo ngayon sa game number 3, Rob, no? Tama yung hula natin kanina na mababad kung ano yung mga headline heroes ng game number 1. Cannot but feel na ang simple lang din ang formula. Iban mo lang ulit yung headline heroes ng game number 2. Any guess, any insights regarding the game 3 adjustments dito? Not just ng Bren, but also of Onyx.
Saan siguro for the side of Onyx, they have to stay with Jay. Para sa akin kasi Jay was very aggressive during the early stages. Kung bakit umabot doon sa part na lumakas si Iyak, no? Even Wise YSS is very astonishing dun sa mga laban. Kahit medyo napipick off siya, even may Venus na siya yung talagang pinapasok for Bren. I guess they really have to put Jay into a position na aggressive, na wag nilang ibalik katulad ng game number 1, which is the Basha na medyo passive, na parang they've just been waiting na pasukin sila.
X-deal na yung Basha talaga no?
Then for the side naman siguro ng Bren, I think that game number 2 was a game to lose for them. May part sa akin kasi I was looking at nung analysis ni Wolf, it was Lusty na have already built 2 core items on his Hilda, na supposedly the second item could probably be a Deadly Blade. Na masyadong na-late na yung anti-regen nilang item, which is to the point na hindi na nakapag-farm yung mga specific heroes na dapat meron nun.
Yes. Right now, parang dito sa MPL, normally sa mga parang semi-pro tournament, comp lang yung titingnan mo. Composition lang talaga yung titingnan mo when with regards to the results of the game. But dito sa MPL, maybe with the help na rin kasi syempre ng ating analyst nga, ang high impact ng item, no? And the timings of the item. Hindi lang basta, pwedeng nagka-item ka nga, no? Pero masyado lang late. Alam mo yun? Kunyari parang kang nagka-aircon. Pero December na, mga ganon.
Kasi yung part na yung time na nag-shine si Iaknu, parang sobrang liit ng time frame to be able for the heroes ng Bren Esports na mag-build up ng item. It's only the Khalid who've been able to do so kasi siya yung talagang nagpa-farm. Pero aside from the other, I think it was the Hilda could probably have another one. And one thing is wala silang niche that time. Na only meron sila yung sa single target. That was few. So circumstantial pa kung tatama yung arrow and as well with the trap.
Not to mention the RIP. Actually, RIP, no, ngayon ko lang ginamit yung term na yan, pero ang tagal na yan sa Mobile Legends, no. Yung RIP, basically, yung sustained damage, yung anti-tank, no. I mean, they get the Roger, yes, they get the Roger, pero if you compare to a 1-1, to a carry, no, I mean, iba. But of course, alam naman natin kung paano nag-fall off talaga yung mga ganitong classic picks. I mean, we already have the draft running in. Meron lang ako gustong mahingi rin yung opinion mo dito, Rob, no. Iba yung naging impact ng low pull talaga ng tank ngayon, no. Lasting, hindi naman si Lasting. Naka-Joe, naka-Hilda. Just because we are only relegated to three very viable tanks right now in the form of the Uranus. Yung isa, side lane pa eh. In the form of the Uranus, Atlas, and Kufra. Makikita mo, no, nagre-reflect to sa draft ng mga super tank users dati, no, tulad ni Lasting.
Parang Lasting kasi is a very well-known crack user.
Yes.
Tapos during their time sa mga, like on the SEA Games, parang ano ba mga hero, mga like Basha, yung talagang mga tanky. Those tanky heroes na talagang could be able to stand in front of your team. So ngayon kasi medyo nabago eh. Yung hero natin in terms of tank, mostly mobility, mostly with the one with the crowd control. The only tanky heroes na gamit was, aside from the Atlas and the Kufra, was Basha nga. Which is somehow hindi nagkaroon ng impact during the game number 1 for Onyx PH. Pero I'm really surprised that the Khalid all throughout 3 games never missed a single on the
Yes, very interesting on that part. Even, nakaban naman yung Yuzong dito. Pero as a first pick priority on Bren, with a Farsa open, and we know how few has been stellar on that, with a Kufra open. With this trade, I mean, Khalid is starting to become strong, but siguro parang, siyempre mag-i-step tayo dun sa mga talagang established info na natin eh, na malakas na pick pa rin ang Farsa at napakalakas na tank pa rin ng Kufra, no? Uranus.
Parang inopen talaga nila eh for them to
open na eh, no?
Iniisip ko kung if it's gonna be enough. Kasi kanina for Red Esports, they don't have like a specific AOE mage that could be able to deal of course, my Venus first item. Kundi first, can be probably the second item niya dito gonna be the Necklace of Durance.
Necklace na yan. Necklace na yan.
And let alone, meron pa sila ulit Roger dito. I think Onyx PH is very, very strong on the early stages of the game compared to Brain. Medyo nabaliktad ngayon, no? Yung sustainability na ginawa na lineup ng Onyx PH during game number 1, medyo napunta sa Brain Esports. Ang meron lang siguro sila difference was the initiation na coming from this choke.
And of course they can still play it for the support, no? Itong show natin, Ling will be removed. Actually, yung mga pang-pick-offs yata, kasi mapapasin mo hindi nagbago rin yung playstyle ng Brent from game number 1 game number 2. They keep on punishing my Venus, no, on that Farsa, and on my Venus herself, no? So there is the priority ngayon din, even with the draft, because it's Farsa na pinangahawakan ni my Venus dito, but they removed Dilar. They're now eyeing the sidelines dito, no? And I think they want to really establish this Khalid to be a high impact sa composition yata ng Brent. Yun nga ang tinitingnan ng Brent. Ang tanong ngayon, ano ang magiging main core ng Brent dito?
If they were still gonna go for like a Hayabusa pick, what they did on game number 1. Yun yung mga part, or even, YSS says, remove X-Borg will be there for Onyx PH. Yun yung inisip ko eh. It's gonna be Lancelot's still gonna be open pa rin naman for this side. It's either of the two eh. Haya or Lance. So the only one there, wala sila dito, is definitely a mage or at least a support role on the side. Loyi is still there.
Yeah, they could actually, I'm not so sure about the Valier, pero Loyi is still there. I think mas okay yata yung Loyi for this situation. Para dito kay Bren. If I'm not mistaken, they could still have the Chobi attack, then yung utility support nga nila ay yung Loyi. Onyx,
makakita ng
Valier is good on Onyx side. Ang problema, may Farsa na nga eh. So, Loyi na nga yung Bren. Kailangan na lang ng Onyx dito would be
another side lane.
Another side lane. They have their
actually, Hilda is open for this game. Hilda is open, even Gato Kacha if they're actually been using this one. But I think
I think maganda Gato Kacha no?
I'm really eyeing for Hilda rito, for the last pick dito ng Onyx Edge. Kasi mas aggressive yung pasok kasi ng Hilda. Kasi pagka naglagay ka ng isang hero like Fortune X-Word will be only staying in. Pag naglagay ka ng isa pang passive hero on the side, medyo bitin Bitin yung, of course, the three heroes dito, Farsa, Roger, and Kufra will be the one to do the rotation. Pero pag meron kang isa pang hero like mobile as Hilda, magkakaroon ka ng 4-1 in terms of mo di ba? Pagka na-clear mo yung wave nung sa Hilda, you're gonna be able to move towards, or at least invade. But an Esmeralda, so of course, I'm wrong with that one.
Kasi Uranus din so gano'n na lang talaga din yung tingnan nila. We're looking for an Iakno hero. Although Iakno did struggle on game number 1, maybe, just maybe, it'll be a different story. Kasi yung Farsa, wala na ngayon. Wala na kay Few, nasa side na ngayon ng Onyx. So that might be one ray of hope dito para sa Onyx PH. Pero still, ang hirap pa rin
thinking for this one. Pero siguro I would really go for Bren Esports for this one. I'm looking this for the Lancelot pick Ito kasi Forza will be so good on game number 1 for the side dito ng Bren Esports ng time na yun kasi walang pumapasok doon sa Forza. Pero this time around, Bren Esports do have this Lancelot that could be able to dash in and probably burst down the Forza.
Punish my Venus. Well, I'm actually just basing it on the draft and based on the performance. I feel like they still have an equal draft here. Pero feeling ko nakuha ng Onyx yung groove nila. So siguro that's one deal breaker that I would say. I would account for the momentum na lang din. So it's kind of a variety pick pero I would put my vote as well na dito for Onyx naman. No? So let's go 1-for-1 on the vote here. Ang ganda nito. I mean, I'm sure sa chat split din yung decision ng chat dyan, no? For the fans of these two teams. Eto na. Got game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Bren Esports versus Onyx PH. Who will take the very first victory ng ating regular season?
Yun ang pinakamalaking tanong dito, ladies and gentlemen. Pero yun na nga, may pasok dito. Pinaga armor kagad, no? Tanggal dito. Ang lakas din ng burst damage din, no? Ng Bren Esports dito sa part na to. And even, ito yung iniisip ko kasi, the reason why I was not really leaning towards dun sa Farsa. The ultimate of Khalid kasi could be able just to single-handedly na gamitin para lang sa isang Farsa.
Yes. So siguro kaya napaka-confident nila na i-first pick lang din yung Khalid dito. Napaka-stable na pick siguro. I want to mention din, Tol, na napapansin ko sa pro play natin, no? Pala yung 0-4-1 sa simula. Hindi 1-3-1 Nagsi-0-4-1 bigla, no?
Rewarding kasi talaga yung 0-4-1 Kumbaga, you have a higher chance of invading. May agad. Once na maging successful siya, sobrang rewarding din at the same time.
Kasi why not? Konting minion wave lang naman sa taas yung mawawala sa'yo Pero kung ma-deny nyo kaagad yung buff, no? Napaka-crucial kasi sa Mobile Legends nung early kill talaga, nung early minute. Kapag nakuha mo buff tsaka kill, no?
Talagang ramdam na ramdam mo. Pero ito ang unang tinitignan ko kasi dito, where will be the power spike might actually happen. And I'm really looking towards Onyx PH dito to be the one to strike first.
They can actually do that, no? In the form of the Kufra. And that's what's happening right now. They went for last year. Nabayar na lahat ng G2 duration po dito ni last year. That's a first blood clearly and was secured by Wise.
Actually, malaking bagay yung paring Shin kasi because my Venus will be level 4 agad-agad dito and sobrang madi-disrupt dito ang Bren Esports. Yes, Bren Esports do have here the Loyi pero if Farsa would be able to get his level 4, kaya niyang snipen sa likod yung Loyi na hindi na halos makakagamit ng skill niya.
And again, Loyi has a nice kit, no, in the front pero mobility. Tsaka pag natag mo sa likod, yun yung problem. Yes, yung ultimate niya, it's massive mobility on the macro pero ang tinutukoy ko is micro mobility on dodging someone who assassinates you and lalo na pag tinatamaan, naaabutan ka ng spell, no? Rob.
Parang ganyan. So, sobrang ang bilis nung naging ikot dito ng Onyx PS, just basing simple na nakuha nila doon si Lusty. So, ngayon, it's all about Bren Esports. Paano yung magiging sagot here? Jay, tumalon.
Alam mo na, nakakatawa kasi yung idea lang na pag gumamit ka ng Farsa noon, pagtatawanan ka Novelty pick eh. Ngayon talaga metang-meta na. Tingnan natin kung may kitang-kita pa na kill dito. Ang mga membro ng Bren, Rebo dives in. He actually tries to like emulate what Iakno has done on that game number 2. But enough about that. We get the turtle here being initiated on by Bren. Maybe because of Rebo getting pressure and taking the attention of Onyx down by the mid lane. Nakuha yata nakuha yung buff.
Hindi naman ako. At least, Wise been able to secure the purple buff. Kasi medyo crucial yun. Pero teleport na mangyari doon sa may orange naman.
Nako, sige, sinimulan dito ng mga taga-membro ng Bren, zoning them out. Jay here will be punished, pero within the range naman ng Thunder Airstrike ngayon, itong si Lusty. Just a few health getting chinked out, hindi naman nag-engage hard dito ang mga taga-Onyx, knowing na natalo na, nakuha na yung buff.
No, yung timing nila dito, kasi of course, the timing nila, the purple buff was actually out, na na spot out ni Rebo. Then, suddenly, nag-teleport sila kasi alam nila, the next na kukunin ni Wise can be this orange buff. And yun nga yung nangyari.
No, well, they're tagging on Rebo, hindi kasing kunat dito. Kumpara nung ginawa ni Iakno dun sa game number 1. 1-3 tayo ngayon, medyo toned down. Yung laban natin, no? Kumpara kaninang sobrang init nila, but pickups are happening more than ever dito para sa Onyx. One for each side lane here. And maybe this is the momentum that we are talking about. Dilar here went for the falling star moon para kay Pew dito. Nakita ka na ba ng Loyi na corner? Nagpapalo dito ng Onyx PH in no particular order. Pero may ganti naman, mga kaibigan. Maalam pa rin naman si Wise doon under the turret.
Oo, pero ito na. Medyo mas mararamdaman na dito natin parang sin dito si Carl TC. Kasi, kumbaga, nakuha niya na dito yung groove niya. Look at this, even Lusty going against dito sa tier 1 turret. Pero walang pakialam doon si Carl TC.
Yeah. Actually, ganda nung juggle doon, no? Ng Onyx. Binibait nila si Carl Z by getting the last hit on that minion wave sa may bandang baba para may turret aggro na mag-connect kay Carl TZ. Pero, ang dulas talaga kasi ng ng Lancelot. Isang Thorn Rose lang.
Oo.
Dodge agad.
Parang medyo nag-hesitate doon si Oh My Venus with a better airstrike. Nakita niya kasi si Carl TC and there's a big possibility yun since wala rin siyang backup that time. Pwede na siyang pasukin. So ngayon medyo dikit na dikit in terms of gold ang both of the teams natin dito, and I think both has the possibility on the power spot. I think the next turtle will be the next engagement niya dito, Panchit.
And Carl Z is actually starting on that one. Katabi niya na nga lang yung Luyi dyan. Tumalon yung ating Kufra. Away ka agad. Tapos kumanta na rin si Oh My Venus. Kuha pa rin. Doon yung turtle. And that's it. Bren is quick on the rotation. And it feels like nauunahan nila yung Onyx PH. Yes, nakakil yung Onyx PH, pero sa paunahan sa objectives, it is on Bren.
Oo, ang ganda rin ng zone out nila rito. Kung mapapansin mo rito, few, yes, is actually dying here on this game, pero yung aggressiveness, even with the ult, talagang lagi nilang natanggalan ng buff doon si Wise sa may orange.
Yeah. And of course, Dilar and Rebo dancing around for that part. Mukhang, alam nila na hindi na rin basta pwedeng mag-initiate si Few para bumakap kay Dilar dun sa may bandang taas. So, pressure is established again by Force here on the top lane side. Si Khalid naman yung nakuha ng push dito sa may bandang baba. Rob, we have a close fight here.
No, it's a very, very close fight. Pero, somehow, medyo hindi naman ngayon napapansin na naman dito. Flat PC did have a very good game noong game number 2. Pero to,
huli ka, Benjin, mga kaibigan. Wise dito, classic combo on the flicker to the Shunpo Plus, to the Jitundo Plus way of the Dragon. And easy pick to the main carry of Onyx PH. Iba rin si Lusty talaga. Praktisado ang paa dito sa show niya.
Ang hirap pa dito, sa totoo lang, ang hirap hulihin ni Carl TC on this game. You only have like Jay, yes, the magic ball, nandoon just to block his dashes. Pero after that, paano na?
Yeah. And ang effective ng tower dives dito ng Bren, like, they have a lot of outplay kits in terms of micro. Whenever these two teams hug each other as a team, no? Whether for this team fighting, they would commit for this push. They know they can win Bumati si Jay dito, ng kanyang ultimate, down for Lusty, pero that is the main tag now. Jay will be punished.
He's actually gonna get punished. And yun na nga, Carl TC is really on a roll dito, ladies and gentlemen. And it's up for Onyx PH. Paano yung magiging huli nila dito? And I guess the only thing that they'll be able to do, siguro an ultimate na manggagaling from Kufra, or probably a good falling star moon, or a stun na manggagaling for the kay Oh My Venus. Pero aside from that, Carl TC is gonna be unstoppable all throughout the game.
Iba pa rin talaga si Carl TC. Alam mo yung kahit anong init talaga ng mga nasa semi-pro na mga hyper carries, nag-aabang lang yung mga Diyos ng MPL, no? Nakakamiss makita ulit sila Carl TZ dito. Grabe, Torn Grow, sulit na sulit. Phantom execution go for the finisher. Damage dito against Onyx PHJ na lamang ang natitira. Kita mo si Wise na wala na naman. And I cannot but feel nakuha ng bawi talaga at control ng laro ng Bren Esports nung na-pick up ni Lusty, si Wise.
Oo. Grabe, paborito ni Pew na mag-teleport dyan sa may damo, sa may tabi ng tier 2 gitna. I mean, he's actually done this for like 3 times during this game.
Markado ni Pew. Actually, madali din mag-setup dyan eh. Tsaka malaki yung space mo sa may bandang likod. If you want to commit for that kind of dive. But still, lamang na po dito ang Bren Esports. But definitely it's not yet over para sa Onyx PH dito. One big fight lang. Pwede pa tumalon si Dilar. Wala pang deads yung ating Esmeralda dito. Jay can still make a massive setup. May last insanity pa tayong inaabangan. There's a lot to be thrown here against Bren Esports pa.
Nag-iba yung laro nila, no? Ang naging hyper carry nila during this game is actually the Roger. Compare nung sa YSS si Wise, mas aggressive siya in nature.
Yeah.
Pagka nawala, na-disrupt yung parang early rotation ng Onyx PH, I think medyo kinukulang dito yung Roger.
Feeling ko nga parang mas okay yata ibang clarify kaysa sa Roger dito eh. Yak mo galing corner here, ha? Maabutan nga ba? Wave the Dragon ni Lusty Biner. Nasik dito ngayon si Wise. But they will not commit. Objectives is there. Dilar won't join the party actually for this. And now they're focusing on Toribo. Masyadong risky dito, ha? Okay, Wolf Soul. Dito si Dilar. Umikot lang. No falling star. I think wala na. Mabaut. Yeah, I think mabaut na.
Alright, so almost the same thing on game number 2. Medyo on the back foot na naman dito, parang siya yung Onyx PH. And they're really waiting for Wise na mag-online. And well, at least they have, my Venus na to defend. Hindi naman sila agad-agad din mag-push dito. Yun nga lang, sobrang control ng Bren Esports yung pace ng laro na to.
Yes. Kailangan din nila bantayan tol yung fights outside the base kasi despite sobrang ganda ng defensive capacities ng Onyx under inhibitor, yun na nga, under inhibitor. So lumabas lang sila ng konti, pwede silang ma-flank. It's a prank ni
It's a prank.
Sa likod magulat sila. Nasa likod mo na, mga kaibigan.
Pero I don't think na magkakaroon. They might try to contest this one. Hindi makalapit yung si Iakno, which is yun siguro, pero may teleport sila na naman. Doon sa the same na damo.
Grabe, favorite brush. Mga kaibigan. The trademark brush ni Pew.
Parang dyan na. Nakatato na eh. Kumbaga, pwede mong lagyan ng pangalan ni Pew yung damo na yan.
Tinarakan na eh, list. Private property, no entry. Ganun na yung ganun na si Pew doon. I also want to, account lang, parang hindi talaga ganun ka-successful yung Roger ngayon sa series natin. 3 games, 3 Roger, no wins, tol.
Oo, either of the thing na gumawa nito. Parang kinakapos eh.
Kapos eh, no? Kaya malayo talaga dun sa damage ng YSS. Even me, I'm thinking na you would just go for a melee carry kaysa Roger dito. Baka mas viable pa nga mag-harit minsan. But let's see here. We got the Lord already. This is not a Luminous Lord. They went for an explosive dive. Mga member dito ng Bren Esports ngayon, maalam na naman si Wise lagi na lang. Tingnan natin ngayon as they go for the push na maalam din yung export. The top lane side being worked on by Flabzy. He is the drop in done in by Bren J defending the bottom lane side in him. And I think that's it. That's gonna be the first puncture into the base of Onyx PH as they take the bottom lane inhibitor create ng Relic. Ito, Bren Esports. Dilar, dito naman na natitira. Kinio na rin ng mga membro ng Bren and they're poised to take the win. They're not just gonna take 1, they might take 2 as the top lane inhibitor turret ay masira na rin dito. Dumidepensa na lang si Oh My Venus. Pwede yung airstrike at kita mo yung buga ng damage doon ni Carl TZ. Men, iba talaga ang mga carries ng MPL.
Grabe yung actually that was actually I'm telling about yung takot ng isang parsa sa isang Lancelot kasi you have always this anxiety na ang hirap mag-ulti kasi laging merong magdadash. Katulad doon, diretso, parang double dash yung ginawa doon ni Carl TZ. Almost the same nga. Yung gusto nila mangyari kasi denive in din ng Onyx PH CPU. Just luckily nakapag-teleport out after that CPU doon sa may upper top lane.
Yeah, beautiful setup by Pew. Playmaker Pew, no?
Lagi. Actually, talaga nung laro na to.
Ang lakas talaga ng Bren. Like, it's no surprise. If you look at their record, may mga times na parang they fell from grace. But if you look at their record, they're always in the finals. Season 1, 2, 3. They're third place, tol. in season, their third place in season 4. Actually, hindi ganun ka. Season 4, their third place. Season 5, their third place. Podium finish pa rin sila. Lahat ng MPL seasons natin. And there's a good reason eh. Kita mo talaga eh. And grabe, we are reminded of the strength of the SEA Games team here. Right?
Sobrang high caliber Mobile Legends gameplay talaga.
10-0. 10-0-3 yata. No, basta alam ko 10-0 on the Lancelot Arena. And masterful play there by Carlson. It was crazy. Brand lang malakas.
Brand lang. Dito nila. Pinatunayan talaga.
Yeah, for this series, mga kaibigan, it was a very nice series. At lumalalim na ang gabi natin pero sobrang ganda. Alam mo yun, kasama nitong ating MPL. Masaya doon, hindi pa tayo tapos because we have our second series set in. But we're gonna be moving into a very short break. After that, we'll head on to the insights ng ating resident analyst. Ating mga kababayan, the MPL PH Season 6 regular season day 1 of week 1 will be back.
Are you game to be great? Now you can with the new Smart Giga Games 99. Get 1 gig data all day, every day for Mobile Legends and more. Game to be great with Smart Giga Games 99.
When uncertainty is our reality, we rise above with the things that matter. Gigafy happiness. Gigafy love. Gigafy friendship. Gigafy dreams. Live Giga.
Ren lang malakas, yan ang resulta at least ng ating battle of generations between Bren Esports and Onyx PH. Needless to say, for me, in my perspective, might be a repeat of game number 1 in many aspects. And that's what we are going to be talking about in the analysis of game 3 between Bren Esports and Onyx PH. Now, bakit ko nasabi? Why was I able to say that this is a repeat of game number 1? Well, technically speaking, this is a Roger versus Lancelot matchup wherein we did say that when these early to mid game type of heroes play the tug of war in the early game, whoever wins that tug of war will eventually win that match. And it's evidently the side of Bren Esports with this Karkizi Lancelot. Pero hindi ganun kadali yung kanilang way para ma-execute itong early game control. And I kind of want to explain in a very technical level kung paano nila ginawa to. Maybe later when we see the highlights. But what I want you to understand is actually the game winner for this, for me personally, is the pick of Louis and how few utilize this, plus the fact of how Bren rallied around this support Louis. Basically speaking, guys, binigyan nila ng chance etong si Few na makakuha agad ng Durance, which is again, just like in game number 1, was monumental, was important to get the win in the grand scheme of things. It's great versus Esmeralda versus your export at a certain point, even your Roger. And at that moment, during nung time na nakakuha na nga ng Durance, etong si Few, eventually they were able to win it. Now, Bren Esports versus Sonic PH, obviously the early game, the actual early game, this one is so crucial. Itong 4 minutes 20 na dive ng Onyx PH, ang ganda na sana. But look at that response from Bren Esports. They were able to get it back and they gave it a kill to Karkizi. Now, we jump on to already the 11-minute mark sa ating highlights because there's not much noteworthy highlight talaga that we can see. What ang big highlights na nangyari dito sa game na to eh. It's just that Bren Esports are winning all of the skirmishes after that 4-minute play that they did to counter Onyx PH. And unfortunately, for a Roger-based lineup, na sobrang importante ang pag-snowball. Yung isang pagkadapa nila dun sa bottom lane kung saan nag-try sila ng power push at ng kill, isa lang yun sa mga konti nilang chances to actually take over the game. And since hindi nila yung nagawa, they failed horribly. During that time, by the way, I also want to say, before we discuss about Cartesius Lancelot, the smart MVP of the game with a 10-0 for KD Stud, I want to say that during that time, no, 4 minutes 30, dun dinedined sa bottom lane, they also made an amazing play a few seconds afterwards. Okay, so bear with me on this, guys. Merong mga sets, 'di ba? Merong mga sets ng buffs. The first set is dun sa unang-unang start ng game, start ng laning stage. Then after 2 minutes, magre-respawn itong mga buffs. That's the second round of buffs that we know. In the second round of buffs, kung saan level 4 na si support na Luiyu, what Bren Esports did was to use the teleportation of Louis to teleport to the backlines and get into that orange buff. At dahil hindi handa yung Onyx PH to secure their own orange buff, nawalan for a good 2 minutes ng isang round ng buffs para sa Roger. And during this time period, dito na nag-build ng economy ang Bren Esports to eventually win the early game. I think that play was so crucial kasi biglang kinapos ng damage output at ng presence sa map si Roger on the side of Onyx PH just by one play made by Bren Esports. And then they follow with it up with that gank in the bottom lane at nakapag-respond nga ang Bren Esports with that very nice snag. And eventually, Lancelot, given that kill, at ang laki na rin ng disparity ng ating cores between Lancelot and Roger, kitang-kita mo na talaga kung sino nanalo sa tug of war that we're talking about in the early stages of the game. And like we said, whoever wins the early game in this kinds of draft between teams almost always wins the match. Ang ganda ng adjustment dito ng Bren Esports, they actually allowed the Lancelot to be successful while also activating their support Louis. And you can see the great effects of this. That's how Bren Esports won Game 3 and eventually win this Best of 3 series. Nevertheless, mga kaibigan, marami pa rin tayong mga gustong pag-usapan. Just like to mention once again, you can connect with us with the hashtag MPL is back, hashtag search na lang dyan. And of course, dun sa link na pinost natin dito sa livestream, nakapost lang din yan for you to be able to drop your comments at also talk about the topic of the day. And sa usapang MPL, actually, ang ating topic is about sino ba kasama nyo? At kailan ba kayo nanonood ng MPL? Mula kay JV Martin, nanonood ako ng MPL simula pa nung Season 3. Yung nanonood ako kasama ko ang aking mga tropa at ka-squad sa mobile phone or sa FB page na Mobile Legends upang makakalap ng informasyon. Okay, so to get information din, may mga ganyan din talaga sa nauusong meta para ma-apply namin sa aming mga laro. At syempre, para masuportahan rin yung nanalis ng team na mag-champion. Wow. Okay, that's perfect. JV Martin, hope you're enjoying watching MPL Season 6. Second comment natin, Aaron Kyle Solito. Nanonood ako ng MPL simula pa nung Season 3. Hanggang ngayon ay nanonood pa rin ako kasama ang aking pamilya at tropa. That's nice to bring your family and your friends, of course, watching the game that we love. And Larsen Leonardo Hizon, nanonood ka ako ng MPL simula pa nung Season 3. Nanonood ako kasama ng kapatid ko na ML player. Naka-enjoy manood lalo na laging dikit ang laban. More seasons to come. And sana manalo. Larsen Nizan, of course. Those are the comments that we are seeing para sa usapang MPL. Again, if you still wanna join, if you want to join in the future sa ating usapan sa MPL, just look for the links that will be posted in the future. At syempre, hanapin niyo yung hashtag MPL. Anyway, I think that we will be giving away, we will be having our mythical draw right now. Kasi syempre nga, we are giving away so much. Hindi lang action ang nating mapakita. At ngayon, why don't we pick our mythical draw winner? Right now, roulette, of course. Makikita natin, ayan. Get a chance to win epic prizes, of course. The mythical raffle draw. Yeah, we're just waiting. And we're gonna be looking at the winners in 3, 2, 1. Yun. Okay, so these are winners that you can see those tags. You know, yung kung kayo na yan, I'm sure you know already, and you can feel it. Congratulations, you have won the mythical raffle draw. And you can see, of course, epic prizes to be had. That is our mythical raffle draw for this for today, for this series, of course. It's been a great one. Napakagandang start with the MPL Season 6. We opened it up with the battle of the generations. At hindi lang aksyon ating binibigay, meron tayong pinapamigay ng mga codes. That's what you really wanted. And I just want to say that if you want to see more of these giveaway, of these codes, and be given that, nako, magstay lang kayo with us dito sa MPL Season 6. Also, dahil madaming sumali sa ating contest. In fact, there are 20,000 entries for our contest. Binigyan tayo ng extra or ng bonus na giveaway code. Of course, coming out from Moonton. It's your second code, at least for this game. Plenty of giveaways, plenty of codes, and of course, plenty of action. Dito lang, syempre, sa MPL Season 6. And of course, we would like to thank our sponsors that made MPL Season 6 possible. Our official tournament telco partner, Smart, for stronger bonds with your team as you conquer the battlefield with Smart Giga Games. Enjoy 1 gigabyte of games all day for Mobile Legends, Facebook Gaming, and more. Just dial *123# now and choose Giga Games 99. Of course, MPL Season 6 also brought to us by our official sponsor, Realme, celebrating their first Realme Fan Fest and #Dare to be Realme campaign. Visit their official page at fb.com/Realme Philippines to know more. Of course, MPL Season 6 also brought to us by our official sponsor, Gillette. Get up to 50 diamonds with every purchase of Gillette's Match 3 Razor, Vector 3 Razor, or Blue 3 Simple Force pack in select Pure Gold doors nationwide. #Shave the Day with Gillette. Our partner, of course, MPL is also brought to us by our partner in esports, PayMaya. Get up to 7% balik bayad when you purchase your gaming pins via PayMaya, the better way to pay. Promo runs until August 3. MPL is also brought to us by our partner in esports, TikTok. So just search MLBB on TikTok and win premium skins. Very easy. It's just search MLBB sa TikTok para manalo kayo ng premium skins. Also, this is brought to us by our official gaming headset partner, Logitech G, and organized by Moonton. Why don't we close this series by watching the top 5 plays of the series before we head into the break? My name is Wolf once again, and kita-kits tayo sa susunod na series ng MPL Season 6.
depends on the network you choose. Your movies, music, and games can only be as good as your network speed and strength. Slow means game over. But the Philippines' fastest mobile data network means game changing. Choose the network that gives you what you truly enjoy. How do you know about this Giga Life? Simple and smart ako.
When uncertainty is our reality, we rise above with the things that matter. Gigify happiness. Gigify love. Gigify friendship. Gigify dreams. Gigify hope. With smart Giga music, video, games, work, and stories, we let our passions run free in the new world we face together. Smart. Live Giga.
Realme smartphone. Dare to leap. Realme Watch. Time to be smarter. Realme Dare to leap.
Don't pay cash. Para may balik bayad ka.
You've got me on the edge.
Legit, right? Not quite. Just like your disposable razor. It's time you switch your disposable razor for your legit first shave, so you can be every bit legit. Gillette Mac 3.
For a closer shave, less irritation, switch
To Gillette Mac 3.
Hi guys, I'm Shinbu.
At ako naman si Manjin.
At kami ang Manjibu Tandem.
And this is the MPL Meta Dive.
Kung saan pag-uusapan namin ang mga napaka-importanting bagay at detalye sa paglalaro ng MLBB.
And for episode 1, papakilala namin sa inyo ang Sanctuary Lord.
Mga kaibigan, na Sanctuary Lord, one of the biggest objectives sa paglalaro ng MLBB. This guy here actually works much like a minion din naman, tulad ng Lancer, Infantry, at Cannon, but you have to fight him first, no? Before he will join the fight for you. Ayun ang pinakamalaking bahagi ng Lord para sa inyong team, no? This Lord, upon taking him, upon fighting him, will be joining you in pushing a lane. Makikita niyo dito sa ating screen, ladies and gentlemen, that the Lord here has joined the red side team.
Nila nakuha yan.
That the Lord here
Push. Ang tanong, paano nga ba nila nakuha yan? Saan at tuwing kailan mo makukuha ang Lord? Napakadali lang naman ang sagot. Ang Lord po ay lumalabas either sa taas na part ng jungle or sa babang part ng jungle. Every 9 minutes within the game, magsuspawn ang level 1 na Lord. At yung pangalawa naman ay yung first. Again, pag napatay nyo yung Lord, nag 9 minutes na, every 4 minutes ng laro, nag-e-enhance yan. Ang tanong, paano pag hindi nyo napatay ng 9 minutes? Kapag nag-12 minutes, bigla siya magre-respawn mag-isa. Magpapalakas siya, kumbaga. So, kada Lord na kada kuha nyo, ay lumalakas.
Kaya naman hindi lang basta pagkuha ng Lord ang kailangan mong konsiderahin. There is of course the damage, the execution spell, and also the positioning. All of which that results to you in taking the Lord, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, after the Lord has been slain, you can have the Lord fight for you na nga. Wherein you can encash and of course lead the execution spell, and also for you na nga. Wherein you can encash, and of course,
sa Onyx, sa Grand Final ng MPL Season 5. Makabuhay lang ni Creed dito at kinukuha na ni Nakiel BJ ng mga kampi niya, yung Lord, tapos gusto nang play na ginawa dito ng Sunsparks laban sa Onyx sa Grand Finals ng MPL Season 5. Makabuhay lang ni Creed dito at kinukuha na ni Nakiel BJ ng mga kampi niya, yung Lord, tapos gusto nang i-contest ng Onyx. Pansinin natin na nandito si kaibigang Wise sa base at alam nila na lugi ang Onyx dito. Pero titingnan natin dito dahil polado na si Kiel BJ, si Grid, sinubukan niya kunin si Dark actually. Pero kung titignan mo si Grid, guys, ayan, kung nakikita niya kulay pula, nag-decide siya na wag na lang natin kunin yung Lord. Psychoin na lang natin yung kalaban and let's play mind games with the Lord. Dahil kung mapapansin nyo, mag-zoom in yung camera dito sa base and kinuha na ni Grid yung opportunity dahil alam niyang naglo-Lord yung mga kalaban niya. Sabi niya, why not tapusin ko na lang since nasa Lord sila. So, with that in mind, one thing to take note sa nangyaring play na yon ay ang Lord ko ay hindi lang basta-basta pwede mong makunin, pwede mo rin siyang gawing bait or pwede ka mag-strategize ng kahit anuman sa pagkuha ng Lord. Ganon yun kaimportante. Hindi yun mangyayari, hindi mangyayari ang victory ng Sunsparks kung wala yung Lord attempt na kinuha.
so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The very basics of information pagdating sa Sanctuary Lord and of course sa mga advanced tactics that revolves around the Lord of Fight. I am Shibu with the one for an eye.
Ako naman si Manjin. At kami, ang Manjin Boo Tandem, I hope na magamit nyo yan mga strategies na yan sa mga future rank games nyo or sa mga normal games nyo lang. Once again, this is the MPL.
Meta. kababayan, and of course, ako inyong anchor, Shibu with the one for an eye, kasama syempre ang aking analyst, of course, Rob Luna. And of course, we welcome you sa unang araw ng unang linggo of the regular season of the MPLPH Season 6. Of course, with our sponsor. Maraming salamat syempre to our official telco partner, that is Smart. Forge stronger bonds with your teams as you conquer the battlefield with Smart Giga Games. Enjoy 1 gigabyte games all day for Mobile Legends, Facebook Gaming, and more. Dial star 123 hash and choose Giga Games 99. We got our official sponsors as well. Realme, mga kaibigan, Realme is celebrating their first Realme Fan Fest and hashtag Dare to be Realme campaign. Of course, visit their official page at facebook.com/Realme Philippines to know more. Our official sponsor would be Gillette. Get up to 50 diamonds with every purchase of Gillette's Mac 3 Razor, Vector 3 Razor, or Blue 3 Simple 4S pack in select pure gold doors nationwide. Hashtag Game the Day with Gillette.
And of course, our partner in esports, PayMaya. Get 7% balik bayad when you purchase your gaming pins
via Pay Maya, the better way to pay. Promo runs up until August 31. Partner in esports TikTok and also search MLBB on TikTok to win premium skins. I-search ang MLBB sa TikTok para manalo ka premium skins. And of course, our official gaming headset partner, Logitech G, here like a pro. And of course, this event is organized by Moonton. And for tonight, our second series is gonna be very, very hype shape. NXP versus Blue Fire. Anong nostra mo dito?
Oo, no? Kumbaga, reigniting the blaze. Malaking tanungan para sa Blue Fire, whereas ito na yata yung team na napakakonti ng doubt ng mga tao. The next play, mga kaibigan, for expectations on the game, this is gonna be watch as always kasi nandito yung next play. And the clear underdog dito, interestingly, despite next play being the newer team in the MPL, is a Blue Fire. There are a lot of questions going on around the Blue Fire. Malaki rin yung formation na ginawa nila since the rebuild na ginawa nila for their roster coming in from Season 5 as they head on to this Season 6. But for me, I would agree that with the fans. Even me, first impressions lang, I think next play is the parang dito, nasa upper tier, no? And the challenger would be of Blue Fire. But the best part about MPL is, of course, getting proven wrong. Diba? Getting proven wrong and let's just see the game unfold in front of your face. What about you, Rob? Any quick impression for this?
For this match, kasi yung NXP Solid, we've been seeing it even on other tournaments and grabe din yung ginawa nila during their main qualifiers. Talagang sobrang linis ng mga nagiging laro ng NXP Solid all throughout even any other game that they have. Still for Blue Fire, we have still to gauge kung ano yung mga talagang pwede na. Kasi if I'm not mistaken, they haven't had any online tournaments na sinalihan.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Blue Fire, silipin natin ang kwento ng Blue Fire with this video.
Unleash the heat!
Halos po lahat ng kaklase ko po na naglalaro na po ng Mobile Legends. Nakisali na din po ako, tapos pinagtatalo ko po sila.
Mulas kami sa dati naming sponsor para humanap ng mas better opportunities.
At first, nagkaroon kami ng sobrang daming struggle kasi ang daming offer. Sa lahat ng nabili namin, ito yung pinaka-okay na opportunity. After last season ng MPL, lagi ko sa nakakalang rank game. Kung sakto yung role na tang support is kulang.
Nakakalaro ko po sila sa rank game, tapos ang lakas ko daw. Kaya kinuha nila ako.
Panindigan mo yan, ha?
Nung una, wala talaga akong team nung pagtapos ng MPL Season 5. Kinuha naman nila ako kaya naging kompleto yung roster.
Ngayon, pabigat na rin ako sa team ko.
For the Blue Fire Squad, ladies and gentlemen, pinungunahan ito ni Secret, Shu, Unseen, Creepsu, Fuzaken, and of course, the new kid on the block. Of course, that's gonna be Lims. An addition to this lineup, of course, we've been the rest, the 5 roster dito was actually been playing for the MPL for the current or for the previous season, and the only one we have to see what he has to take here, and of course, that's gonna be Lims.
Yeah, and accounting for these teams, makikita talaga yung KDA rate nila. Relatively low talaga compared to other teams, just based off mula doon sa previous season's performance nila. That's why it's no surprise that there is a lot of question against this team. Although this is still an MPL caliber team, being that ang pinakamataas pang KDA rate would be of Busaken. As he is from a different team because he's the one who got drafted in for this lineup. Nakita niyo naman din sa interview na sinabi nga ni Fuzaken na wala siyang team, no? Pagpasok na MPL Season 6, and doon nga din, natagdag si Fuzaken para dito sa Blue Fire lineup. The biggest question dito is how the roles will be established right now, no? For the meta. So, malalaman natin yan. Lalo pa ang ganda ng challenge na nakaabang sa kanila because they will be facing none other than the NXP lineup, mga kaibigan, na binubuo siyempre nila Chester, MB, H2O, Renny J, Yawi, and Gymnast. Without doubt, all names very easy to recall, no?
Yes. Oo naman. Kumbaga each and every one of these players is talagang tumatatak even on online, even on their streams. Talagang ramdam na ramdam mo. every one of them has a very solid fan base.
Yeah, and yun din, hindi natin nagawa yung, wala tayong origins clip for NXP for the reason that this is the team that came in through the qualifiers along with Signatra. So para sila actually ni Signal Ultra na wala tayong origins. But the best part about, this lineup, kilalang-kilala sila. ng mga tao. Ang dami nilang video actually outside of MPL. So, no surprise on that part. Even just from the testimonies of the fans, may kilala mo na kaagad itong team na to. And there you have it, guys. No? Next play versus Blue Fire. And everyone is looking forward on how this match will unfold. Hindi na natin kayo bibitinin. Let's set up the first impressions of this game, the numbers to crunch, as we pass it on syempre sa ating resident analyst that is Podcast. Magbabalik po kami for MPL Season 6.
Thank you so much sa ating mga casters. You know what? We want badly to see to present you with stats and numbers of both of these teams. Unfortunately, we will not have it dahil, technically speaking, this is a new flavor para sa MPL from the past seasons. Why? Because of the fact that NXP came from the open qualifiers, so there's not a lot of stats actually. There's not even a stat line that we can depend on when we are talking about next play Predator. That's also applicable para sa Blue Fire, which is weird because Blue Fire is a team that composed of 5 players that came from the last season. Pero wala tayong stats pa from them together. So, honestly, there's nothing much to talk about this team. What I did ask isa sa mga players nila, which is Fuzaken, and what he did say, para ma-hype din yung mga viewers natin about Blue Fire, is abangan nyo na lang at manood sa kanila because they are prepared with a lot of strategies to defeat everyone that they are gonna face. Which is interesting because we saw next play, they also mentioned something similar na dudurugin, gusto nilang durugin, gusto nilang kaharapin kahit sino sa MPL and they will perform like they aren't new in the scene, which is great. This is 2 teams na pwede nating abangan coming in to this series as teams that are so, sabihin natin, I guess in term is gigil para patunayan yung sarili nila. Let's talk about next play very quickly. This team is, I think na-mention ng ating mga casters na this team is already known in the scene, which is totoo naman dahil kilalang-kilala sila ng one of the biggest fan base I would say for MPL Season 6. Kung may numbers man sila na proven and tested numbers yon ng army na sumusunod sa kanila because that's how big their fan base is. And I'm sure that next play as a team, they will not, hindi nila hayaan na mapahiya sila sa harap ng kanilang mga fans. And they will prove today, MPL Season 6, that they are really belonging in this in this league that we have. Interestingly, however, bakit yung next play pa yung parang natatansya natin na mas mananalo dito sa matchup versus Blue Fire? Bakit ganon ang pulso ng masa? Why is it that when we look at this matchup, we felt that Blue Fire is sila pa yung underdog dito? Well, the only answer is because we haven't seen much of this team. And a little bit of confidence boost para sa mga fans ng Blue Fire dyan. They did mention that they are so prepared about MPL Season 6. And it's gonna be interesting. With this, I just wanna leave one thing na pwede natin pag-isipan. Hindi natin kasi pwedeng i-base yung na wala pang performance at hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na mahina tong team na to dahil yung mga players nang galing sa mahinang team from the previous season. We cannot say that because they are from a losing streak. But maybe because now they ganged up together as friends, magkakilala, they know each other, maybe they can show us something that will prove us wrong. And that's one thing that we can be excited about in this matchup. Mga kaibigan, we're going to be getting back to the casters for the series between Next Play and Blue Fire. Back to you guys.
Ang kulit nung shoutcasting team ng MPL, no? Laging sinasabi, it's always exciting to be proven wrong. Kasi yun talaga, it's the mindset here is that's the beauty. That's where the true beauty of MPL lies, on the things that you don't know. And let it unfold into you, and you're very much willing to actually embrace it. And yun na. So ngayon, what is established is that the is Blue Fire NXP. Pero tama si Wolf, mahirap magsabi ng ganon. Ang tanging magandang basehan is of the games. Let the games unfold for themselves. Now, we are nearly heading into the draft, aking analyst. So, Rob, what do you think? How will this unfold, like, based on your first impressions lang muna for this for these teams?
Siguro balikan ko siguro yung sinabi ni Wolf na hindi natin pwedeng i-attest ang isang team just based on the results nila nung previous season kasi there's a lot of things could happen during the off-season na papasok nitong MPL Season 6. Siguro, one good thing, kaya nagkakaroon ng impression that NXP Solid could have the upper hand para dito sa series na to is because the roster itself, kasi kung titignan mo, yung mga naging addition, yes, they're very, very good players such as Kripsu, Fusaken, coming from a very good team from Sunsport ngayon, ay Aura PH na, is they were tanks. They were tanks, and from the other squad naman, from U-Level now, it's already been Blue Fire sila ngayon, is Unseen is a mage port, Shu is an off-lane. So parang they actually lacking, and yun yung fill in yung bagong player nila, which is Lips, that we haven't seen on how he actually performs, lalo na sa ganitong kalaking liga.
Isa rin yun sa mga pinaka-exciting na yung mga bagong players, no? Not just the new teams, but actually the new drafts for active rosters here in the MPL. We already have the draft set in, mga kaibigan. Pero bago lang tayo mag-breakdown dyan, I just want to emphasize, I love, again, binanggit talaga dito rin po sa akin na meron silang strat for everyone, not just on NXP. Habang yung NXP naman, dineclare nila na dudurugin nila lahat ng team sa MPL. You know, sorry medyo geek, no? Pero this reminds me of Yukihira Soma, alam mo yun? If you've watched Food Wars, si Yukihira Soma, sa may academy doon may academy. Yun yung top culinary academy no, sa Japan. Tapos, pagpasok ni Yukihira Soma dun sa academy, ang sinabi niya kaagad, ako yung number. Supposed to be dapat yung recognition speech mo parang applause yung ending Pero yung naging resulta, ang daming galit sa kanya. Pero yun talaga yung truth That's the truth If you know your goal, if your goal is to be number one, then that's it. And to be number one in MPL requires, durugin. Durugin talaga yung ibang team na to really prove without doubt that you are the best team. And that's what Next Play Solid plans in doing so. And let's go. We get the draft completed here. Blue Fire removing the Selena, Parsa, i-mention ko na ito. We got also the PNK finally, no? Napapansin na siya. Next Play, we're gonna be removing that. They don't want to deal with the Uranus as well. What direction are we heading here, Rob?
I'm gonna look at here. So, YSS, yun nga yung open. I was actually thinking, kasi on the previous series natin, the Khalid, parang hindi siya nawala all throughout 3 games.
1, 2, 3,
so somehow dito, medyo nabago siya. And even on the draft, I mean the banning itself, hindi nila tinanggal yung Atlas, hindi nila tinanggal dito yung Kufra. And somehow, just basing on NXP Solid, si Yawi, which is their tank user, one of the best Kufra user.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that Blue Fire knows that. So they're actually willing to give it just to get the U-Zone.
And they're giving the YSS, which I think the best carry right now. Carry right now in the game. To H2 like they're giving that for free. Pero at least at the cost of what? Atlas. Yung laruan. No, so ang ganda rin na may napiling Atlas din siguro dito. Ang sasagutin yata ng Blue Fire dito yung harapan no?
Totoo. Ang medyo mababago siguro dito on the series because the two top tanks was actually being laid out. Both teams, may Kufra, may Atlas. So we will be having a more AoE-centric lineup dito coming from Blue Fire. I'm not really sure kung ano yung magiging pinaka-carry. This could be a possibility na Yuzong may mga teams magawa nun. But NXP Solid, a very solid pick for the low Yi kasi yun yung isa sa pinakamagandang ingredient dito for Blue Fire. In correlation, of course, with Atlas.
Yeah. Kasi if the Atlas advances with a perfect match, Fatal Links, sa likod lapagan mo lang ng dispersion yun Tapos pwede ka na mag-vacuum doon, the possible proc possibly on that akong loika. I don't see any reason for next play din na mag-barrier rin talaga for against this composition. And now we are seeing bans here at wala pang carry naman na nire-reveal dito yung Blue Fire. Although Ling is not yet banned.
Definitely.
Pero mag-need.
There's a good thing here. I was even thinking kung kasi on the side of NXP Solid, YSS, yes, most of the time being used on mid, pero he could be able to be used on side lane as well. Kayang-kaya niya mag-sustain din sa lane niya, given the second skill of it could be able to clear the minion wave, then you have your mountain chakra na para mag-provide overall AOE or global damage doon sa buong mapa. And vision as well. So, So I was really thinking what's gonna be there. Hellcurt will be banned. Okay, of course that was a Renegade hero.
Oh, yeah. Target Renegade. So actually, question din ko ano magiging Renegade hero. If are we seeing a Masha? Will we seeing a Hilda?
Yeah, Hilda definitely.
For this part, actually Hilda won't be bad. I believe in this kind of composition they can utilize that to maximum use. But man, they're willing to embrace the Uranus, no, with an Esmeralda. Normally you can counter the Esmeralda by landing crowd controls, no, and at the same time lagyan mo ng proc agad ng Necklace of Durance for this. But next play, they want siguro dahil sa Cho, siguro they want to deal as well with the Yuzong. Plus kasi nasa likod na si H2 so siguro protektahan mo na lang si H2 talaga. Yun na lang dito ng next play.
Well, it could be easily be done, of course. Sobrang solid naman nung front line nila dito. It's gonna be Yawi, let's go Fra. Tapos, ang mahirap kasi dito, on this specific, kapag ka may Loi, it is probably gonna be a Chester hero. Is mas ang bilis ng magiging ikot nila dito and mabilis din yung magiging funnel nila dito for the YSS. The Valir, the Kimi would be a good pick. They could be able to turn this up.
Yeah. No Hellcurt, no? No Hellcurt, hindi na pwede mag-Lancelot, no? Ayan, at another side lane na lang talaga yung option dito ng next play. Kimi will look good really for this game. More so with the Valir paired with him, di ba?
Totoo. Kumbaga, ang banat ng Blue Fire dito, well, scaling naman sila dito. Kayang-kaya nilang i-hold. Yes, YSS could be able to be, if ever man na mapasok nila dito yung Kimi. Pero there was an Atlas. There is a Valir that could be able to show everyone off for LXP Solid. So, the big question is, how would they be able to take down the Kimi? It's all about rotation on the early stages of the game.
Well, the active playstyle, no, Rob, ng next play is actually designed against Kimi. Napaka-aggressive ng next play sa early game. They could start invading the Kimi. They could start giving a hard time on the Kimi. And Kimi always needs a really nice early game, especially first 2 minutes ng laro. And baka doon mag-shine ka agad yung mga member ng next play. But I did feel na okay yung comp ngayon ng Blue Fire. Well, it's voting time, Rob, and yeah, I'll be the first one to vote na lang. Maganda yung comp ng Blue Fire dito, but not enough for me to remove my doubt so far on this roster compared to what I've seen with next play Solid. So I'm gonna be putting my vote muna. I'm gonna be putting my vote on next play.
Smash!
Alright. Well, for me, I will be going against that one. Definitely. Kasi if things pans out, kapag na-hold ito ng Blue Fire up until 10 minute, more so 15 minute, anytime, any day, this could be a proper win for Akimi. The only thing that na pwedeng ipapasukan sila dito, if MD mag-overcommit, natalunan agad doon si Chu. And given, ito yung tipo ng Kimi na medyo fast push yung jungle FM.
Oo nga yun nga talaga. Kaya nga sinasabi ko din na pag ito, naisahan mo sa jungle, tuloy-tuloy na Pero yes, by design, dahil mas mabilis yung jungle ngayon ng Kimi natin. Tingnan mo kung gaano kabilis tinik yung Little Wanderer doon ng Kimi. It might be by an inch, pero that would be nice. Ngayon, on the move na, si Chester. Man, Chester is actually disrupting kagad.
So, parang kung iisipin mo dito, yung rotation dito, I think mas mabilis para dito sa side ng Blue Fire. And medyo may part na I was actually thinking Limbs would be the one to carry, pero it's actually gonna be Chu.
Yeah. At, oh yes, it's Chu. Interesting as well na ang aga ng flicker doon ni Yawi. For that, but he got heavily punished there by the Valier. Pero still not gonna be enough. We still have no first blood for this game, no? I can't help but feel na parang same to nung game 1 ng Bren tsaka Onyx na tansyahan sa una tas unang kill tuloy-tuloy na, no?
It could actually go with that. Pero ito kasi magiging catch talaga dito parang is medyo negated dito si Creepsu. So it's up for him kung paano niya mapo-force out kasi all of actually 4, at least 3 pala ng mga main heroes dito or core heroes for NXT Solid do have its Purified. So meaning to say Creepsu would have a hard time landing the Fatal Links into if in case na magkaroon. Pero they do have here the Yuzong na pwede pumasok agad doon sa backline nila na ma-purify. Then that's the time for Creepsuit to take advantage and get a good or land of good Fatal Links.
Yeah. Again, alam naman natin kung gaano ka kaya Fatal Links yung in-headline natin dyan kasi nga alam natin kung gaano ka game-changing yung Fatal Links diba? But there we go. Alam din natin kung gaano kaganda ang macro sense dito ni H2. I can actually see kung gaano siya ka-wise sa paggamit, even the mounting shocker, just so they can establish a little bit of pressure against Blue Fire. No, buti na lang wala pang turtle on this part.
I think isa yun sa medyo magpapa-differentiate on both teams kasi feeling ko ma-hold nila to up until the 3 minutes both lane, all lanes most likely. So walang mangyayari up until yun yung magbibigay talaga ng advantage who will be able to secure the first turtle.
Wala nang perfect match si Creepsuit doon ganon. Yung mga tanks natin nag-overextend na papunish din talaga ng napakabilis. Parehas nung nangyari halos kay Yawi kanina, pero still no first blood in this game. Umiinit. Alam nyo guys, mukha lang walang nangyayari. Pero pag mas matagal na walang first blood, mas lalo lang umiinit
Pero Blue Fire is the scaling team dito. It's like a time bomb para sa series na to. So I guess NXP Solid will be the one to be very aggressive in nature dito sa first 10 minutes of the game. Or at least 5. Patulad dyan, Yawi.
Okay, tingnan natin Yawi here. There's the Fatal Links completed mula kay Crimso. Aray! Mga kaibigan, tutok agad. Pero si Choi was able to walk away. Habol ni Renny J. And he can attack even more. That's the first kill siguro ng members dito ng mga taga Blue Fire. At tuloy ang apoy. Atras muna, hoy. Dito ngayon. Ito ang Blue Fire. And that's it. They were able to bag 1 members. Pero, tol, na-miss out ko. Sino nakakuha ng turtle?
I didn't see that kasi nakatutok ako doon sa Kimi, to be honest with you guys. Kasi ang nangyari doon, actually makikita mo na dito kung ano yung targeting ng NXP Solid. Even Renny J going doon sa backlane, that's why Chu was forced to go inside the tier 1 turret. Hence, MB nag-avatar of the Guardian itself. Kumbaga talagang tina-target nila dito si Chu.
And alam naman natin Cho yung may susi talaga dito pero at least hindi ganun na sa shutdown si Cho. Tsaka isang talon lang and it's a good thing then that I think yung purification na nagbigay ng enough movements din for Cho the moment na tumalon si Renny J. The job of Renny J was good. Talagang mataas yung movement speed na provided ng purification doon.
Yeah, and actually it's H2 who did get the turtle.
Yeah, we get H2. So again, consistency ni H2. Pero men, init ni Cripso, round 2 na yun. It was Chester that was back in. May isang kill din naman na nakuha dito yung next play, no? Upon the replay yata. Renny J against Secret.
Medyo maganda ay nagiging ikot dito ng Blue Fire. Let alone. Isipin mo rito, if Cripso could be able to get at least 1 defensive item and go into a fling time, walang ulit-ulitin kung ano man yung nangyayari. I-force nila unang Fatal Links, tanggal lahat na ma-force nila yung Purify. Ito kasi medyo nag-hold lang for Blue Fire to be able to go in yung mga Purify. Once everything na wala dito, the NXP Solid will be on the defensive.
Yes, totally. Lalo pa may panghabol yung Blue Fire, flicker din yung hawak nila dito. I mean, that might be used defensively, pero pwede mo talagang gamitin yan offensively, no? We get round to the turtle dito. And I cannot but feel na yung early expectations dito na next play, na-break ka agad ng Blue Fire. But still, there is H2. And the guy is always headline, not really by his more than his micro skills, but by his consistency. Agip dito si Unseen. Doon na yata, pwedeng sunod-sunod yan. Gives show dito, Purification, sunod na layer MB, hindi makapasok si Secret. Zinozone out lamang ni Chester. Agawan dito ng buff na isecure pa rin naman yung Chu.
Ang ganda nung pasok doon ni Yawi, securing, to Unseen. Medyo nawala yung formation dito ng Blue Fire from the turtle. Parang may part sa kanila that they would like to contest, pero parang haphazardly, nagdadalawang isip sila Di ba? Parang pwede yata, kaso for sure merong Purify yan. So that would actually leave Blue Fire yung part na uncertainty na hindi nila mawari siguro na tama na ba, ito na ba yung opening or hintayin muna natin.
Not to mention, napaka-threatening ni H2. Diba, tol? Taas na ng damage niya. Ganun lang, classic scaling on YSS. And YSS talaga para sa, on my personal opinion, is one of the number 1 carry right now. Ang bilis ang bilis ng farm Ang bilis, ang taas ng damage na panigib. Para alam mo yung early revamp kay Bruno. ganun kagad yung batuan ng damage. Yung hindi pa ready maglaro yung mga yung community against Bruno. Parang ganun yung vibes ngayon with YSS. Now, na-set upan dito si Kripzu. You know, those kind of free kills, binibigay mo sa NXP, automatic yan. They will take advantage of that. There is the kick onto H2, hindi na follow upan kagad. He got damage for reals, for serious. Pero not enough to get any execute. Here comes MB, another re-engage by Yawi. No commitment na. And the Mountain Shocker na lang to get to make this advance of the Blue Fire Squad awkward. Had it been na nandun si Kripzu, it would be a different story. Nadali pa dito yung baller natin. Yun lang. I think this is, dito na nagsisimula mag-mess up ngayon yung Blue Fire.
Oo. Nawawala sila dun sa tipong early formation nila. Like their first 5 minutes na nahuhold nila eh. Kaso, habang tumatagal, lumalakas si H2O, the Mountain Shocker, nararamdaman na ng mga squishy heroes dito ng Blue Fire. Like, let alone Unseen. Or even Chu.
Yeah. You have to go in with a plan eh. Automatic yan. Dali na rin dito si Lims. Mga kaibigan, next play tol has taken good control now of this game. That is a third turtle. They have a gold lead of 3,000. Kripzu has to walk away. Even though with the Fatal Links is using the match defensively because they're not seeing any freedom. At si Yawi uminit na. Hindi na sila pinahinga ngayon ng next play at nagsisimula na ang magbilang patungong pagdurog dito. Itong next play solid. Man, a secret here. Would have to walk away mula kay MB. They're just cornering as well the Yuzong. Man, ang bilis maapula ng apoy dito ng next play.
Oo. Medyo, dito ngayon magkakaroon ng malaking problema dito yung Blue Fire. Kasi, yes, they have here the Kimi na probably gonna be going for hybrid. Kasi Jungle go for first at least a BOD item or at least Raptor Machete. Kaso nga lang, hindi nila nagawa yung gusto nilang itemization. Technically, hindi na siya nag-go for BOD kasi alam nila that they are already on the back foot. Nagdiretso na kagad siya with the glowing one.
Yun lang. Pero nakaisa pa rin naman na napakabilis ng burst dyan because multiple BODs nga na nabanggit mo. Ang nasa side din naman na ang Blue Fire. And again, Kripzu trying to get the timing in for that Fatal Links. He went for the flicker. Fatal Links burns the purification H2O. Trace palapit na maalam dito ang malaking buhay ni Kripzu. And follow up by Yawi. Pumopyang pabalik para matamaan na lang siguro si Lims. So yun na. Libreng Torre na ulit para dito sa next play.
Grabe, it's on a roll talaga dito for H2O. The Mountain Shocker is really giving Blue Fire. Lahat ng miyembro nila dito having a hard time. Even on initiation, kahit si Kripzu napapadalawang isip siya kung kailangan nila ba, is it the time? Kasi pwedeng gawin yung Fatal Links ni Kripzu. Kaso nga lang, yung mga kakampi niya, almost half HP na. Just the mere fact ng ulti ni H2O.
Ang bilis na scaling, ang ganda ng brush. Sa likod, they will commit. Ando na si H2, tumalon si Yawi. There is the follow-up. Beautiful play na ginawa kagad. Na mga membro dito ng next play. Lims tries to corner in. Makakuha na kill kay Yawi pero hindi na mahalaga. Kasi yung damage na binubuga dito ng next play, sobra-sobra. MB na pasobra yata ng Abante doon. Nakakuha ngayon ng kill si Cho. And goes for Lenny J. One last rocket, hindi na. But overall trade is 4-4-2 at pa yata at mid-lane ni Merrill.
Grabe yung mga pinapahina dito. NXP solid showing up that they're really the team to beat din dito for this specific series. And yun na nga, mga kaibigan, ang pinakamaganda doon, pares, countless threat yung binibigay nila dito sa Kimi. Parang tuloy-tuloy, Rene J, yung threat ni Rene J, yung threat ng Avatar of the Guardian, hindi yes. Once na mawala yung Purify niya, parang parang sobrang layo na ng range niya sa mga kakampi niya just to be safe and not die.
You can only hit so much as a Kimi, no? Sa binabato rin dito Rob ng next play. And man, hindi man nakita dun sa ating highlight fully, pero yung setup ni Chester was really stellar, you know?
Oh, yung sa
may purple brush sa may likod, ang linis, and layered that Kufra with the Louis, very threatening.
Grabe. Yung mga bagay talaga dito. Sa pwede din no? I mean, kay Chester, kung isipin mo, his ult might actually give Chu na a chance na mag-back agad eh. Just the mere fact, pwedeng fake nga na ulti. Kami kapag daloy.
Okay, Yawi, he did commit. Nakagib si Unseen. Napaparasa yung flicker dito. Alam niya merong Mountain Shocker. Limbs, very awkward entry there. Wasn't able to get the kill. Kinatay na lang siya ng next play doon.
Valier pick nila dito, no? Parang nagiging passive. Actually, too passive na to the point na nakabantay lang siya. Kumbaga parang the main role of Unseen dito is just to watch out kung sino yung papasok dito para kay Chu.
That's when you think tol, na parang mainit din yung Blue Fire. Tapos parang kaya naman. H2's consistency can easily return the moral of whatever loss or whatever loss is committed or is exchanged from the mistake committed ng next play sa simula. Parang ang dali, basta okay si H2, okay lang si NXP, no? Makapagbigay ng konting kills here and there. Diba?
Totoo yan. Pero ito, there's still a chance for Blue Fire to be able to come back into this game. Of course, this is still Akimi. Once Akimi with at least a mage item na makompleto, pero Stiglet might actually die there. But habol sila kay Renny J. Like what we've seen. Kitang-kita pa rin naman yung damage ng isang Kimi. You have to funnel it correctly into proper heroes.
Yeah. And ang nangyayari, na-juggle effectively ng next play yung damage ng Kimi, di ba?
Oo.
Parang if you are the Kimi, you find yourself hitting different targets for a short amount of time. Mamaya, Ligatot Catch yung tinatamaan mo. Minsan, Kufra. Minsan, Esmeralda. Bottom line, no execute eh. And maybe that's where it is lacking. Walang execute kill dito yung Blue Fire. No? Probably, alam mo yun, kung Balmond pa siguro to, baka mas may execute kill pa, di ba?
Parang ang play na lang talaga ng Blue Fire ngayon is to turtle this one. Probably give, nakuha na yung unang lord, is hold nila to up until na makakuha at least 3 core items dito, yung si Chu that could be able to burst down. May damage pa rin naman eh. And ang mahirap lang ngayon is that Kripsu, parang hindi niya makuha yung group niya, o makakuha na magandang Fatalix.
Yeah, napabilis ng punishment kay Ansin. The moment talaga may overextend, gulat factor lagi talaga yung next play. And if you not accounting that, no, dun sa panggulat na yan, yun ang malaking problema. Set up pa ni MB tsaka ni Yawi dito sa may pinakalikod, no? Sakto yung minion wave na darating ngayon. Pero third, who's taking some damage on that doesn't matter. Even if Yawi is saying goodbye, ilan ba ang namatay dito sa side ng Blue Fire? 4. And that's it. That's gonna be 2 inhibitor turrets to be taken in. 1 for the bot, 1 for the mid, and 1 for the base. And they will rotate as well. Panira ng moral, mga kaibigan, na tamang emotes. Indeed, this is the team that was hailed to be Team Payabang, but the Payabang will take the win for this game number 1. Next play, solid.
Wow, solid performance indeed, mga kaibigan dito coming from NXP. And wow, that was seemingly, no, perfect yung execution nila talaga doon, na parang throughout, not all throughout, right after the 5 minutes into the game, or actually paglabas pa lang ng turtle, doon na nag-establish yung lead ng NXP.
Yeah, nung nakakuha ng kill, nakaset up si Kripsu doon under the turtle. Pero nakuha ni H2 yung turtle. As in, ganun lang, it doesn't matter. 1 kill for 1 turtle. Alam natin yung rule lang, like in terms of valuation sa MLBB on the early levels, even a buff is way valuable compared to a kill, diba? Okay lang na mamatay ka basta walang buff yung kalaban mo. Ganun eh. Lalo na kung 1-3-1 comp, and feeling ko talaga yung pinaka-popular, pinaka-effective na comp na 1-3-1 reads well for the place of of NXP. You have 1-3-1, you have Yawi, you have Chester pairing up with H2, then you have very strong side lanes in the form of MB and Renny J.
Oo, crazy. Perfect din eh. I was really thinking kung paano makaka-comeback doon yung Blue Fire, pero parang ang hirap, lalo na for the side ni no? Pero I guess we have to see more on game number 2, parang Shin.
We have to see more on game number 2. Definitely hindi pa rin, parang not enough pa rin to discount Blue Fire on that part. Pero same formula pa rin next play. Nanggugulpid-gulat lang din talaga. Well, malalaman natin yung mas malalim pa breakdown ng laban na yun, game number 1, before we head on to game number 2 with our solo analyst, Wolfcast.
Are you game to be great? Now you can with the new Smart Giga Games 99. Get 1 gig data all day, every day for Mobile Legends and more. Game to be great with Smart Giga Games 99.
When uncertainty is our reality, we rise above with the things that matter. Gigify happiness. Gigify love. Gigify friendship. Gigify dreams. Gigify hope. With smart Giga music, video, games, work, and stories, we let our passions run free in the new world we face together. Smart, live Giga.
What a dominant performance para sa Next Play in their first ever game sa MPL. And dito sa MPL Season 6, they open up with such a great display of how to basically win a Mobile Legends game. That's how I looked at it. My name is Wolf, your resident analyst, and welcome back to MPL Season 6 as we dissect what happened in the Game 1 of a best-of-3 series between Blue Fire as well as Next Play. Now, bakit ko nasabing this is a text win coming out from Next Play? Well, it started with the draft. Next is na intindihan nila kung paano nila i-execute yung draft at alam nila kung paano i-punish yung kanilang kalaban. And then they ended it with a very strategic and systematic way. Tapos may cherry on top na napakalapit na play coming out from the Louis in that match. And we can see the stat line coming out from both teams. Alam natin na nag-run ng Kimi lineup ang Blue Fire. Unfortunately, kaya ka nasabi kong draft victory to para sa Next Play is because of the fact that Next Play actually won the draft by winning almost all the matchups. So for example, we had the the YSS plus the Kufra to answer the Yuzhong. Tapos meron kang Louis to answer and snatch that Atlas. Then they closed it up with an Esmeralda in the second phase. Tapos, nung pinik yung Kimi na last pick mula sa Blue Fire, mapapaisip ka, oh my God, this is a good tempo game para sa Blue Fire. Pero sabi ng Next Play, we have one hero to counter that all. And that is Gaton Gacha. Very much effective against the Kimi. Tapos, pag tinignan mo yung lineup nila, ang daming synergies coming up from Next Play. There's just a lot of synergies. And I'm sure that we can see it in full display sa smart highlights of the game dahil kahit anong gawin ng Next Play, solid. Kahit anong trip nila na combo na gawin, magagawa nila. Pwede sila magsimula with Yawi on the Kufra, couple it up with the duality passive coming out from the Louis as control. Tapos meron kang Avatar of the Guardian. And kung iisipin yung Yisun Shin, kaya naman napakalakas ng Yisun Shin sa meta ngayon, because of the vision. Imagine, popping just the ultimate Mountain Shocker, tapos pwede na pumasok kahit saan dito si MB if he so wishes, as well as Yawi with the Kufra, di ba? And then meron kang Falling Star Moon. Everything goes in together. Look at this lineup from Next Play Solid. They can start with anything. And this last play, that teleportation, kita-kita ninyo. Well done, coming out from Next Play Solid. That's the nail in the coffin of Blue Fire for sure. I mean, it was a very systematic victory para sa Next Play Solid. They started this good and they ended it with a bang. Hindi rin sila nag-overextend throughout the game. And this is why I think that this is a textbook display on how you win MPL or a Mobile Legends game, for that matter, para sa Next Play. So if you're a big fan of Next Play, so proud of this team because they're showing us how to win fundamentally sa Mobile Legends. Our MVP, smart MVP of the game, it's H2O, the Yisun Jin, 7-0 na stat line. And of course, this is a funneled hyper carry na hindi naging successful on his own. This was such a good display of communication between the side of Next Play. Talagang halata mong matagal silang magkakasama na parang kabisado na nila. They end each other's sentences. That's how I feel like when you're watching Next Play. At least that's what I felt watching them in game number 1. And it's the complete reverse naman from Blue Fire. Ang daming jitters na nakita natin na may mga out of position na tanks na supports. Merong mga initiations na mapapa-question ka. Is it actually the right decision for Blue Fire to do this? And I think that we can blame it on the fact that they haven't played as much as Next Play did. At kita nagre-reflect kung disconnected in game number 1. Nevertheless, usapang MPL muna tayo mga kaibigan. And again, you can just search the hashtag MPL's back or go directly to the link posted on today's live stream para makita nyo kung saan kayo pwedeng sumali para sa ating discussion, which is all about the first time you watched the season MPL. Mula kay Brian, nanonood daw siya ng MPL simula pa ng season 1. Kasama na ngayon yung pinsan niya at pati tito sa bahay at enjoy na enjoy talaga sila, kami sa mga iba't iba pang laban. Kaya more seasons to come and hoping for my team Execration to win a championship. Wow! Or win a chip. Execration, give Billy a trophy na ba? Ang gusto talaga ng tao ngayon. Put it on the comments for sure. John, what is this? Jean or Jean Clifford Bunny? Nanonood ako ng MPL simula pa nung season 4. Ngayon nanonood ako ng walang kasama kasi mas nag-enjoy ko ako mag-comment sa performance ng mga kalaban ng mga players pag tapos ko nang makita ang mga laro nila. So, analytic pala si Kuya Jean or John. And that's our second comment. Last comment tayo. Again, if you want to join in on the fun, on the discussion, just look for the comment posted in this live stream. Mula kay Mig Lucas Blasico. Nanonood ako ng MPL mula pa nung season 5. Okay, so we have a kind of young viewer here. At least young sa scene. Kasama ang aking mga kaibigan ng kaklase para maka-learn ng bagong estratehiya at mga rotations. At, well, kung gusto nyo talagang maka-learn na marami pang mga strategies, why don't you watch MPL Season 6 more? At syempre, follow nyo yung mga casters dito sa MPL. I'm sure that marami kayong mga na-learn dito sa kanila. And of course, we have our giveaway codes. And this will be running for the rest of the broadcast for sure. So kayo panonood, kayo magiging masaya pati na rin sa mga bonus na giveaway codes natin dyan. Just first come, first serve, guys. Paunahan na kayo dyan. Well, hindi naman isa lang, but yeah, paunahan na kayo. Good luck. You know what? Let's see if there will be connection now para sa Blue Fire because that's the main problem that they faced in game number 1. Heading back to the casters for game number 2 of this best of 3 series. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Wolf. Double check ko lang, Rob. Sinabi ni Wolf connection. May connection na need required sa Blue Fire. Actually, yun yung weakness, di ba, ng next play.
Medyo late ko mag-get yung
pag nagkadalian sa connection nadadali din yung next play Well, yun na nga ano naman pinagdasal na na sana stable yung internet ng mga players natin, no? Latom. Anyway, let's get into the game. 1-0 na in favor of the next play solid and actually I cannot see any adjustment well kasi sila yung nanalo. Ganda lang nung comp. Diba? They played according to their strengths. Pero I'd be expecting a Kufra ban na. Or maybe Agaw sa kabila. That's one on Yawi. That could be it. Or probably they just continue with Atlas. But what about you, Rob? Your take for entering in this game number 2?
Ako, I'm trying to fill in yung shoes dito ng Blue Fire. Kasi, I think they were actually overthinking in terms of the ban itself. Ang dami, to be honest, ang dami kasi rin talagang hero na kailangan mo i-ban. And I guess YSS is bannable itself just for the hero, not because of H2O. I mean, H2O is very, very good in terms of anything use.
Yeah,
H2
can play from a spectrum of YSS to Lancelot, to Ling, to Claude, to Bruno, to Harit. So,
anything you put into the middle lane could be very, very...
I don't think it's worth na i-deny si H2O ng pick. Maganda, kumuha ka na ng pick na palagay mo mas magiging okay ka as carry din.
Well, katulad ng sabi mo kanina, di ba, na parang H2O was there because of his frontliners. I mean, Chester and Yawi. I think ito yung dalawa or possibly na magandang i-hold. Well, Renegade is still gonna be there na unorthodox na hindi mo alam kung ano yung pwedeng idalhin doon sa laban. Pero I think the two core talaga ng NXP Solid is Chester, number 1. Number 2 is Yawi. Once these two, medyo na-disrupt mo yung ikot nila, it was actually being forced na kadalasan for NXP, it's about Renegade naman na magbigay doon sa mismong comp ng team nila. And I think that was yun yung kailangan ng Blue Fire na malaman dito on game number 2 kung paano nila magagawa yun dito sa NXP Solid.
Yeah. Well, next play doesn't want to deal with any side lane pressure dito. Probably because playstyle ni Renegade, rumeresponde kagad and pag masyado ako maresponde doon nagtitake advantage ng grabe ang isang Uranus. No surprise on that ban. May first pick advantage yung next play Solid though. Pero may 2 picks advantage na ngayon yung Blue Fire. I cannot but feel that we might be seeing YSS priority ulit sa next play Solid. Pero hindi ko lang alam kung mag-usong or i-deny nila yung Kufra sa Blue Fire because Puzakin can play the Kufra di ba?
naman. But I think Fusain is one of the players in the MPL that could be able to play almost any tank heroes.
Yeah.
Pero somehow NXP has already been banning here the Parsa. So itong dalawang to talaga are really willing to give both of the tanks. Pero I think mas rewarding pagka specifically sa Blue Fire kung medyo aggressive sila. Although that was actually first game EL. Meron siyang mga time doon na parang hindi siya late, na parang medyo hindi nag-synchronize doon yung mga sipa niya. Andun yung sipa, hindi lang nag-synchronize kasi hindi mapasok nila kagad kung sino man yung naging target nila that time. Parang I think may kulang sa may suntok kulang lang sa power. Yung balance
or the MB or Rene J Hero yata dito get the Yusong. Pero that leaves the Atlas open ulit. And probably they could actually parang medyo overkill yung Atlas Louie. Yung Atlas Kufra. Pero
if ever masyado kukulangin sa damage.
Kukulangin sa damage.
So I guess dito pwede nilang i-prioritize
Louie Atlas yata. I think should go Louie Atlas, no? Kasi pag nakuha na naman yung Louie tsaka Kufra sa kabila, I think na be a problem ulit sa Blue Fire.
And it's gonna be all. Okay. So medyo run and gun yung banat ng Blue Fire dito. Kasi pagka ganito, you're actually aiming for a fast push Yung kung iisipin mo, ang Blue Fire, ang parang pinaka-mindset nila into the game was objective. Si kanina, ang target nila doon is to be able to bring down turrets as fast as possible. Yun nga lang, medyo na-withhold sila during the first 5 minutes. Isa lang nabasag nila, which is bottom lane.
Ang weird na tangaga nung Chobik, palagay ko, no? Oo. Wow.
Well, I've seen the reason why I reacted that way kasi definitely that's gonna be an H2O here and I've seen H2O play link.
Yeah. And they decided that it's our turn to give Yawi the Atlas and if the Kufra is chosen by Blue Fire, hindi pa rin yung ganong kadali para mahuli yung link. Nakita-feel na hindi wala yata sa preference ni Fuzakan dito. Nato medyo side lane PNK to, di ba?
I think this might be a mid Probably. Pero yeah, meron kasi may mga comp kasi na pang talaga pang magkamali ako sa pang balagbagan talaga Probably ito yung magiging kasama most likely ng link and probably pwede rin naman siyang sa side lane. Pero I guess this might be ito kasi ang populin ko pa kasi sometimes, hindi lang sometimes, most of the time are being used as a tank. And yan ang magiging side lane. Salmon, which is a Rene J Hero. I'm sorry, a Rene J Hero. Be a good way to pick sa mga sustainability na hero. Sustain lineup pala, yung Balmon. Sobrang sakit dyan, nung umiikot-ikot na yan.
Yeah. And actually, you can, at least in a snappy manner, kill agad yung, yung Ling pag bumaba. Kasi may execute damage Balmon. But man, you are delivering a Balmont against a team next play which is parang what people think is the stronger team in here and actually to a victory for you. Is this sabi naman ni let's take the word of Fuzaken. They have strategies that they have prepared, di ba? Against all team. But this is very interesting. Balmont is viable. It was shown on other leagues as well as part of their pool talaga of the meta. No surprise in getting chosen in a competitive environment. Ang ko lang is, I'm confident na nasa higher tier pa yung mga tulad nila Tams, nila Masha, Hilda, for the side lane.
But actually, kung malaland niya yung ultimate niya into the link, ako, to be honest, I don't think so na mahuhuli niya si the mere fact ultimate of coming from the Balmond. Ay, pwede siyang maging dominant doon sa lane niya. Gusto kong malaman kung paano magpa-pan out yung trio ng Blue Fire kasi ito, given na to, NXP solid, they do have the link, they do have the Atlas. Kumbaga, yung responding anong hero na to, sobrang bilis given meron pa silang uso na pwedeng mag-dragon and just hope the terrain itself bakod-bakod.
All you need is actually like panulak lang Pero dahil merong Hayabusa, siguro ang word mag-barrier. They went for Kagura?
Kagura super. Ramdam ko yan. It's gonna be shout out to Coach Yolo. Isa yan kasi sa mga ginagawang support talaga ng NXP. I've been seeing Yolo playing the Kagura itself. Oh, alright. So Rene J been on that show most likely and MB on the Yuzong. Well, that's gonna be played out by NXP Solid. Sobrang lakas nito all throughout. Early to mid, even to the mayroon silang scaling from the Yuzong. Now, paano? Squishy pa. Sobrang squishy pa ng hero ng Blue Fire. And may Diggy, yeah. Just to negate the Fatal Links. Okay.
Ang dami ko ng mukhang nagawa dito, like on all my reactions on the draft of Blue. Mabibideo content na naman yata.
Napaisip din. No? Lumaki yung mata ko katulad ni Diggy. Sa totoo lang, wala lang ako sa lapit.
I mean, it won't be played support, obviously. No? Pero,
so, most likely baka nga side yung Popol and Cuban nila dito. I really don't know. Probably a 4-1 na parang, tara basag tayo ito, tuloy-tuloy. Pero, I mean, ito sabihin na natin dito na kumana sila sa early game. Pero it would only take a Yuzong para pasukin yung backlane. Kasi, how would you be able to hold on the dragon?
Yeah,
tapos pag
yung
nandun na sa likod, wala na. Parang ikot-ikot inyo yung Yuzong.
Not to mention, even if you can answer the Fatal Links by the time journey, so squishy. Pag tumuloy-tuloy,
squishy talaga. That's my very easy link gameplay. Even to anyone. Lalo na sa H2O paggagamit.
I mean, if it's voting time, yes, let's be correct. I have a lot of doubts in the composition dito ng Blue Fire. But again, the best part of MPL is getting proven wrong. Kung ano yung expectations mo. But I'm putting my vote here on next play solid na. We have this thing called na, alam mo yung mga comps na madali i-pull off, di ba, Rob? Ikaw, anong vote mo?
100% NXP solid. Kasi let's be real, ladies and gentlemen. Kasi ang gagawin talang dito na nakikita ko na pinaka-gameplay ng Blue Fire dito is gonna be a 4-1. Iiwan nila yung Balmond on a specific lane, yung apat magsasama-sama yan kasi they're very strong on level 1 and 2. Pag nakuha siguro nila, they were actually aiming for sobrang objective nila sa first 5 minutes. And pag hindi gumana yun, definitely they lose almost 100%. So, sobrang ginambol nila tong pick na to.
So, wait, how does this work? Side lane Hayabusa, side lane Balmond, then Loyi, Diggy, tsaka...
No. Gitna, yung apat. Balmond lang yan sa gilid. Hindi nila lalagyan ng lane yung isang side. Ganun nila gagawin yun.
Super.
Push, invade ng probably the purple buff yung i-invade nila dito. Push nila, definitely sila mauuna sa minion wave sa gitna eh. Tapos i-invade nila yung purple. Tapos babalik sila sa gitna, susubukan nilang basagin. Kasi of course the Diggy would be very very strong sa first, at least before level 4.
Oo nga, kahit nga level 1 pa lang eh. Basta time pa lang na-i-connect. Ang ko lang, pag unahan sila sa level 4 ni Atlas.
Well, actually kahit nga yung yung Ling lang mauna sa level 4 eh. Kasi everything will follow. Ito lang yun. Sabi natin na gumana on the first 5 minutes. Basag nila yung mid, basag nila yung top kasi Balmond will be strong on that lane eh. Pero they're leaving Rene J. That show, nandun sa baba, na sobrang free farm. Kahit hindi nga sumama si Rene J sa first 5 minutes, kaya nang basagin up until tier 2 turrets kung hindi re-responde. So it's a battle of parang oras. Pabilisan. Kumbaga sabi ng Blue Fire dito, pabilisan na lang tayong magbasag. And probably get the items na magamit nila on mid-game. Pero pag hindi nila na-pull off yun, 100% I think they would lose this game.
Ang exciting ng Blue Fire.
What do you think, guys? Specifically sa mga viewers natin, what are your thoughts about the draft ng Blue Fire?
Pag draft ko, like, the next level play. Like, wala yun sa, talagang wala talaga sa notes.
Sobrang tayo dito. Ano ba tawag yung concrete? Hindi natin alam kung paano natin i-dissect eh.
Ayun, taas ng damage though onto the early game. Force a flicker against Yawi. They can kite back heavily.
Medyo this pause shows may would actually reveal a lot of in terms of strategy on both teams. So like what I've said, yung apat talaga ramdam mo nang magigit na. Oo. So,
invade that one.
Ganun, parang rinse and repeat yun eh. Clear, invade, lipat dun sa kabila. Parang they really, may part sa akin that Blue Fire could be to be, masasabi mong successful sila sa early if mabasag nila yung tier 1 turret sa either up sa top or sa gitna before the third minion wave. Pag nagawa nila yon sa first and second minion wave, probably kaya nilang linisin yung mga outer turrets, at least tier 1 ng MP. So, pero up until what extent? Kasi for sure magsiscale eh. Magsiscale at magsiscale. Plus, maganda rin yung minion wave clear ng NXP solid. So, paano ka magpo-push if there's no minion wave? So, ganun na lang yung mangyari. Up until mag-scale yung mga carry or mga hyper carry na which is H2O, even Renegade could be able to have item, then NB as well.
Yeah. And ang ano lang din, parang as long as you survive that though, no? Kung ikaw yung NXP, if you survive that, yung mga advances ng
ang hirap talaga.
Game, no? Pag nag-late game, as long as you survive that, yung mga advances ng Blue Fire, okay na okay kayo kung NXP kayo, no? Ganun yung, ganun sa comp. Siguro yung tight win conditions lang, feeling ko nire-read lang din tala. Ito talaga yung willing, ito talaga yung gusto ng Blue Fire na ipangahataw sa NXP. White Fire natin, didn't expect even, I didn't even put DD actually.
Hindi ko narinig sa list mo kanina. Sa totoo lang. Pero,
sa meta, no? Ay sa pool ng MPL. And, wow, on the first week of the first day, we have a Digi kaagad paired with a Loyi. Imagine that. Wow.
Ano siya eh, no? Parang a counter pick just for the Atlas. Na parang ang hirap eh. I mean, yes, like for example, magamit mo yung ultimate ng Digi. Then, after nun, nag-fatal links, kinancel mo. Okay? So, negated yung ultimate. So, that's not the only one na meron ng NXP Solid eh. They still have the Tempest of Blade, which is still an AoE. May pick-off from Renegade. Yung Dragon pa lang ni MB, doon pa lang ako napapaisip na eh. Kasi, regardless na nandun si Digi, yun pa rin yung Dragon na magpupulo.
PNK pop, yun nga, spear niya.
Mahirap i-pull off talaga, ladies and gentlemen. We're not making fun of the draft ng Blue Fire. It's just that ang hirap niyang i-pull off talaga. I mean, I guess you all already know that. Pero sabi nga natin, di ba? Ito yung mga bagay na kailangan i-surprise tayo ng Blue Fire. Like what po sa Kenset, may mga baon sila. Probably this is one of it.
Kapag dumana. Time, no? Like you mentioned earlier, Rob, I think time, Blue Fire has a clock and schedule that needs to be followed. And that's where the tightness of the win condition is. Yun yung gusto ko expound sa inyo, guys. Every composition, no, every hero has a win condition. Kadalasan ang parang analysis lang ng karamihan. Ay, early game malakas tayo. Ay, sa late game malakas tayo, mga ganon. O kaya sa clash. O kaya kailangan ng initiator or stand, mga ganon. Wow. Actually, iba-iba talaga per composition, no? May clock yan. Merong compositions na they need to flourish onto the early game, no? May mga compositions naman na inherent yung weakness on the early game. Pero by the late game, talagang napaka-safe nila, no? Again, when you compare and contrast this kind of compositions, early game compositions is proved to be higher kasi ang idea lang naman sa isang MOBA, basta ikaw yung una makakuha ng kill eh. Pag nagkaroon ng, 'di ba? Lamang ka na. Ganun yun eh. Ayun yung mga start ng early game compositions. But there are just so many heroes in MLBB that has a complete kick. I may say, no, opinion ko lang to, na has a little bit of everything, has a little bit of sustain. Sa totoo lang napapansin ko lang personal opinion ko lang, tol, daming heroes na walang mana.
It makes it easier, no? Even the newest hero, of course, Khalid, no? Halos, ito nga yung mga hero na hindi na kailangan umuwi eh. Dahil sa the second skill pa lang nun, heal na kaagad eh.
Sunod-sunod yung mga heroes na walang mana. And I'm like thinking, dahil ba madali i-balance ang mga
napaisip pa rin ako, I think the next hero would be the Bart eh, yung may parang mount siya eh. Bart yung kung may mana. About at the ban server nga mamaya.
Meron nga Buboy, may nakita ko hero si Vendetta.
Oo! May part na nag-rank.
Oo, may ganun kaming hero yata. Ang daming laro yata sa pipeline, no?
Oo. Madami talaga. Pero madaming rason din talaga na para isipan. Hanggang ngayon, parang nag-iisip pa rin ako how Blue Fire would able to pull off tong game. Kasi I want them to win, to be honest. I want them to win in this kind of lineup. Kasi sobrang interesting eh. Aside from the game 3, yung mga ganitong lineup, this is a very rare composition. The 4-1 setup, tapos yung side lane mo, Balmon. Parang, kumbaga, kung gagawin natin tong reference, kuwari sa rank game mo, ganito yung pinik. Yung mga boy umays. Oo, eh. Nice. Ayan. MMR to eh.
Lagi na lang. Alam mo yung parang nasa chat pa lang eh. Yung utak nito.
Ba yan? Big bang yan.
Tawag pala doon, boy umay.
Boy umays yun, with a Z. Boy umays naman.
Shoutout sa mga boy umays dyan, mga kaibigan. Alam mo yung hirap na ng buhay, no? Try to be positive. In life. No? May mga bagay na kaya mo naman maging positibo. No? Pero in life.
Guilty ako dyan, maring Zen. Ako, mabilis din ako talaga sa... pag sa rank game, nakakita ako ng kakaibang hero. Ganda. Ano ba yun?
Baliktad ako kasi yung nanguumat. Tangka, slot 5. Tol, si Lina lang.
Grabe talaga. Pero anyway guys, this is just the cherry on top ng MPL Season 6. Unang araw pa lang to. We still have 2 more days na sobra yung mga laban natin. Marami pa talaga kayo.
Ang kalendary mga tol, ano ngayon? August, no? Hanggang October po tayo. October na. Every weekend until October. Imagine that. Mobile Legends.
Ganyan.
Yan yung and I'm really looking forward. Gaya nga na sinabi ko, i-retake na lang natin yung 2020. Good thing we still have here again esports. Tayong mga gamers, interestingly has been the most enduring during this time of crisis, no? This is where we invest our time. This is where we invest our interest in. And good is esports. We get this kind of tournaments that amidst the ongoing. Hindi na lang pandemic din kundi kahit in a way economic crisis din, 'di ba? Pero tuloy yung esports. I would like to send a biggest shout out as well to our production team, no? That's always making sure that's yung quality talaga ng broadcast natin top notch, no? Despite the challenges din minsan sa connections, no?
Yes, oo.
Medyo natin
talaga. Pero medyo nagbago ng konti, no?
And andito na tayo ngayon sa ating running game. Nag-1-3-1 na yata, no?
Oo.
Makaray si Yawi.
Oo. At the first blood pa nga, doon ang Hayabusa. Actually, they were forced eh. So, tinry nila yung 4-1 nung umpisa. Kaso, medyo may part sa kanilang, hindi natin pwedeng iwan yung Chow sa ibaba. So, parang ang mangyayari dito is that babantay-bantayan minsan yung babae na tip that was gonna be the Chu na medyo magsistay doon. Renny J
is deep for that part. He will stall out. A lot of time, lalagyan lang siya ng dito. Reverse time, force the flicker against Renny J. Bumati dito si Secret. Sumipa si Renny J kagad, napakabilis. Flicker out si Secret dito, ang dami nang na-burn ng next play. They need to walk out. Mainit yung comp. Ang init ng comp sa early game no?
Oo. Dito ng Blue Fire, palag sa umpisa eh. Pero yun nga lang, this can be a very ticking time bomb for them, lalo na sa NX Solid. Lalo na, pagka, yung power spike ni H2, which is right now, level 5, may Tempest of Blade, kaya niya nang mag-pick off anyone on the side of Blue Fire.
Nakakuha kagad ng kill din sa H2 very early. Actually, napakaganda. Medyo na-miss out ko yung instant replay doon. Pero, I think this is the first blood ng Blue Fire. Ito yung kanina pa, no? Pero ganda ng stall out ni Renny J doon. Nakatakas pa yata nakatakas pa si Renny J doon. Sa layo ng nilakad.
Na-timing na naman, ang reverse time yung Shulpo eh. Yun nga lang, may flicker, tas sakto. Si Balmod yung, wala namang pang crowd control. Si Balmod, iniikot-ikutan niya. Then sinipa na lang siya bigla ni Renny J.
At nakakuha ng push si Renny J doon. So doon nakuha yung punishment on the early 0-4-1, no? Na ginawa ng Blue Fire. Or 1-4-0 pala. And right now, Gold Leaf even Pero again, I can but feel na pag nag-i-stall out o tumatagal yung laro, dun papasok yung kahinaan ng comp ng Blue Fire.
May part dito, no, na parang wala nang planong i-contest yung NXP Solid dito. Kasi 100% dito, they could win the late game. Kumbaga, yung Blue Fire dito talaga yung kailangan mag-initiate, kailangan nila maging aggressive and get the objective as fast as they can. Kasi yun nga lang, pag na-hold out sila dito because only the minion wave, wala silang choice. Talagang lalakas, magkaka-item talaga the rest of the team ng NXP Solid.
And Renegade is really a god, no, on side lane. Na-pressure na agad yung side lane eh. Diba? Na-pressure lumipat na yung ano doon, yung Balmond natin because there is no choice but to maintain that lane. And ayun, nag-switch na lang din sila H2, sinamahan si MB just to establish pressure up top. At least yung konting lead nakuha pa rin ng Blue Fire just because they got the turtle on. Pero in terms of gold, no, in terms of map control and side lanes, ayan, next play pa rin.
Yung part na hindi natin na napanood during the technical pause, yun yung time na na silver lining for the side of Blue Fire na dapat nabasag nila yung gitna, which is hindi nga nangyari.
Yeah, we got the Louis here. Fake ultimate na lang yun. Parang no, dapat high tempo comp to ng Blue Fire. Pero it's slowing down late sila ng entrada dito para sa papatiin nila yung Fatal Links. Willing sila. Pumatal Links na kagad si Yawi. Dragon Form onto the backline. Dali si Ansin dito. H2. Dali si Ansin dito. Nadali na rin yung PNK.
Alright.
Ayun na.
Safe to say. This might be it. I mean, ito yung kinakatakutan ko na pwede pang mangyari on mid, on late game. Kaso kung na-pull off na ng NXP as early as 5 minutes, Blue Fire is close to none yung chance nilang manalo on this specific game.
Yeah. Dito na nararamdaman yung dito na nararamdaman po yung it all started on Trivade and got onto Yawi. Tapos, gaya ng sinabi mo exactly, Rob. MB here, Yuzong lang. Disrupt, no? Ay, naiwan yung Digi sa may harapan. And that's it.
Wala na takas dito. So, I think, ang magiging na lang rito ng Blue Fire is, they have, ito kasi mahirap no? Pagka naghahanap ka na lang ng mali doon sa kalaban nyo. Which is, mahirap. I think, it's close to none as well. Yung magiging error dito ng NXP Solid. Kasi magagawa ng paraan Kahit si Yawi namatay na siya twice, kaya niyang ulit-ulitin lang napasukin yung buong Blue Fire just to soak up the damage. Kasi right after, pwede nang tapusin yung mga carry nila.
Nakuha ni H2, tol. Ganun lang. Simpleng talon lang. Ni-reverse time siya. H2 will be diving in. Dragon darating na lang rin, no? Black Dragon form. Chester for the backline. Secret wants to go for that one. I'm not sure if the kill will be completed. Mega kill already for MP. There is the gun was done in by that Digi against the Kagura, but it doesn't matter, no? At kahit si MP hindi basta pabubura dito sa binabato ng ating Loyi. This is expected.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yun na yun yeah, went for the deletion towards Secret. Yawi here is starting to itemize in a sense na nawi-withstand niya na yung mga pakonti-konti pa-chepi-cheping bato ng Blue Fire sa kanya. H2, what is that? There's no surprise of that kind of performance. Going for push, going for farm, leading. The experience here sits at level 11 for the highest. Well, si Chung pala mataas din yung level dito. Pero against a team na meron pang mga level 7s.
To be honest, hindi nga kailangan ni Yawi mag-itemize dito for like magic. May Loye dito, even yung Digi. Kaso, kaya kasing burahin agad yung dalawang species hero na yun There's only the one who could be able to deal as much as damage is yung Hayabusa. Pero, Shadow Kill can as much as kill only at least one hero on the side of NXP Solid. And, sino pa yun?
Yeah. Nahuli si H2. Babatoy nila, pinch poise to Muse. Maganda yung crowd control kay H2 for the pick-up. Pero nararamdaman mo na talaga yung kakulangan ng damage dito. ng Blue Fire. Hindi na ganun ka-threatening yung comp ngayon. Ngayon ramdam mo na pag nilagay mo yung tank sa harapan, mas nadi-disrupt lalo yung Blue Fire. And you can actually see the maneuver here by H2 and Renegade going for the side lane flank, no? Tapos, again, clash sa likod, darating si MB.
Totoo. Ito ba?
Si MB din. That was very heavy. Black Dragon form, I think for zone out lang, para makuha yung push sa mid. No? Tapos antayin nilang respond dito yung Blue Fire. May isang nahuli, si Chester umabati dito, and that's gonna be the Ugi Shadow kill completed against that Kagura. Here comes Renny J on to the side. Pinadala naman yung aso doon, kinagat-kagat yung ating Kung Fu Master. Mga kaibigan, Renny J, na-burn lahat ng kanyang Jitun 2. There is gonna be the shoot po away from the reverse time. Yawi now staying down for the third and 50% at Fatal Links. Binati ka agad dito, syempre, ng time journey down for the Digi. Na-kill, na-execute, coming in from the ult ng ating Valmond. H2 has to use his Blade of the Best just to walk away against the advance here of Blue Fire.
Medyo nagkaroon ng konting breathing room doon yung Blue Fire. The force out nila. At least, kasi medyo nag-overextend na rin talaga yung next NXP Solid. Like for MB using the Dragon just to yun yung nakitang way ng Blue Fire to strike back.
And yun, may konting dip, no? Pabalik sa gitna yung gold lead dito ng next play Solid. And hindi nakuha yung push tala sa mid, by the way. Walang pumalo ng mid. Pero isang hinga naman na lang yan. Yung mid lane outer turret dito. And still the side lanes is still in favor dito ng next play Solid. Siguro depende. Ang maganda dito, yung threat ni Yawi, wala na talaga. Because the Fatal Links, automatic talaga time journey. Dragon Form again, haharap si MB. Unseen. Cannot be seen anymore into the map because he's gone. There is gonna be our MB activated dito. Kahabol para kay Kripsu. Kumanak out from the Jit Kundu ni Renny J. MB here will not be swinging in. He will be swinging out. Here comes Secret sa may deadly. Habol para kay Yawi. And of course, mabatang next play Solid kasi wala pa si doon, H2 was able to shove the lane up top and will now be hovering here in the mid.
Okay, so what's actually happening, parang pick up. To be honest, yung papalink pa dito ni Cripso was the one who's giving NXP Solid a hard time para pag pumapasok. Yun yung parang nagiging initiation nila bukod sa reverse time.
Yeah. And eto lang. So, sige, dahil wala na yung DG, eto na yun, set up na. Pwede nang bumuelo si Yawi. Double kill, tol. H2 na H2. Sabay takbo. Kasi gagawa niya na yung kanyang misyon. Habulin na lang din doon ni Paring Chu.
Lord, resurrect.
And I think makakatasa. He will just walk away. Nakakaisa pa rin. Nakakagulang pa rin talaga dito yung next play.
Totoo yan. Ito, easy pick up na naman tayo for the Balbon. Renny J dito, gonna be unstoppable on the show. Ito pa nahihirapan silang, wow!
Beautiful play, man. 1-inch punch. Flicker. Suntok lang, man.
Medyo ang bilis nun,
Yes, grabe si Renny J. Ang init ng kamay. Bilis dito. Hindi pa malatapos yung gera. Blade of Tempest kagad sa may pinakalikod na for H2 1 last auto attack. He will be able to walk away. Hindi, namaalam naman. Natuluyan pa rin naman ang Luigi Janman at what cost might be everything. Monster kill. Anong nangyari dito sa Blue Fire? Drinagon. Drinagon ni MB, mga kaibigan. And that will be it. We have the inner mid lane inner mid lane turret destroyed here by next play.
Definitely. There's no way for Blue Fire to be able to come back in this situation. I mean, kung kita natin, it's just about doon si MB. Si MB, pag pumasok dito kung Yusong, there's no way na hindi siya makapatay at least one. And yung damage na binato sa kanya will just be mapupunta lang doon sa, ila-lifesteal niya lang ulit. So, parang, ito yung pinaka-burden for the side of the Blue Fire is kung paano nila matatanggal kagad sa equation yung Yusong, and I don't think it's gonna happen in this composition.
Malupit dyan, first pick yung Yusong.
Oo.
Pero parang, di ba, wala kang makitang direct counter. Or it, like, Yusong can embrace and hit anyone. Eto, tingnan mo yung config na to. Bantayan nyo si Renny J. Kita kagad dito si Secret. Mga kaibigan, Soul of Lava out to Renny J. Ang moment na lang palayo. And yeah, defensive muna ang stance ngayon ng Blue Fire. Slow and steady muna to.
There might be a possibility siguro na they could try to steal the Lord. Medyo hindi na nagme-make sense dito yung yung comp nila rin. Yung Hayabusa dito ni Chu still yet to find. Parang pagka sa team fight kasi, Marishin, parang isipin mo, who would you go into your ultimate? Kahit si Chester dito, siya lang gumagalaw for to zone out, the rest, NXP, for the Blue Fire, sorry.
Kahit payong lang, atras ka talaga, di ba? Ang kailangan ba dito ng Blue Fire in terms of their formation is saan manggagaling si Renny J? Kasi napaka-playmaker ni Renny J dito. Blue Fire is ready for H2 to dive in, no? Pero yung disruption lang na ginagawa ni MB tsaka ni Rene J, grabe yung sync nitong next play, mga tol. Down for Secret. Makunachi na si Secret dito, pero kung mag-isa ka lang, walang makunat sa marami. Flicker out and Secret is no more.
Medyo napaaga ng labas ng brush si ano doon. Si Secret. I think he was trying to steal yung Lord doon kaso hindi niya yata kita yung HP. Then suddenly, pag out niya, wala pa pala sa kalahati yung bawas doon ni H2O.
Kung si Manjin yung nagkakas nito, sasabihin ni Manjin, alam mo ba, pag yung Secret lumabas, hindi na secret yan. Chismis yan, mga kaibigan. That's gonna be the Slater against the Digi na tinatabaho ni H2 dito. Lives also delivered towards critical health. And anytime soon, kumakatok na yung next play ng ligaw dito sa base ng Blue Fire, mga kaibigan. Inhibitor Church the only one alive to protect Blue Fire from a 2-0 defeat against next play.
Wow. Hindi pa tapos, managing yung base dito, pero we're already saying that kasi talagang ang hirap na ng sitwasyon talaga dito ng Blue Fire. Any lanes, how could they be able to defend this one? Kahit dire-diretso lang dito, it's just the Yusong itself. Kayang-kaya silang i-zone out.
Kaya talaga. Ang problema, paano yung juggle siguro ng minion wave dito? There is Rene J, very quick on getting objectives, the most important thing. At may oras pa syempre para dumiti-piti sa may pinakaharapan. Mga kaibigan, marami na knockdown dyan. And no minions up to the top ng inhibitor target. Yeah, we're gonna focus on ang daming crits na pinaulan mula doon sa Ogisha na gano'n. Kami slay down in against the Atlas, pero nakakapyata dito ng multiple members ng mga taga-Blue Fire. At makikita mo na butas na din yung top lane in hit third dito ng Blue Fire, and all doors against them is opened up by next play Solid.
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, I think it might take a single pick-off para matapos tong laro na to, or if they would like to turtle it out on the Luminous Lord, for sure, matatapos na doon. So, for the itemization dito, iniisipan ko paano pa kaya yung magiging bawi, pero look at that damage from H2.
Ito na yun ito yung sinasabi natin na pag lumit game, shala!
Shala!
Makakatira kay MB. Mga kaibigan, sinuna yan. Isipin mo, sisiw kayo, nahabol ka ng dragon, baka naman.
Parang gusto ko na lang bumalik sa itlog, no?
Parang gusto mo bumalik na maging itlog di ba? Dragon talaga, literal. And the next play, as expected, they're able to read through quite an obvious weakness here on the comp of Blue Fire. But I would want to comment Blue Fire on maybe rolling out the season. It's always yan. Merong nakikita ang pro players na hindi natin makikita. Iba talaga yung iba rin talaga yung base ng mga pro players sa laro. Yan.
Hindi naman nila to ipipick just because wala lang silang choice sa mga heroes. They have a specific winning condition on this one. Yun nga lang, it's already way past. Like with what we've said before the start of the match, yung winning condition nila dito is to snowball. Pero it's already been passed through that. First 5 minutes pa lang, makikita mo na hindi na kakayanin. They still holding it on the first, from the 6 to 10 minute mark. Yun nga lang kasi, if you're just going, parang kumbaga pagpantay lang kayo, like stable, yung nangyayari sa inyo doon, nag-outscale yung mga hero itself like si MB. Di ba? Parang there's a part na medyo nakabawi ng konti doon yung Blue Fire doon sa MB. Kaso right after, hindi na nasundan.
Yeah. And, textbook talaga dito. Yung next play lagi. Mga kaibigan, Louis will be deleted here. No minion with J. Yeah, walang minion wave na dito. May konting stall out pa. Pero dun nilabag yung Zenbon Zakura. Blade of Tempest, kumbaga, mula kay H2, mga kaibigan. Focus kay Secret once again. It gets shut down. Si MV na maalam dyan. But minion wave is still not there. Double kill for H2. There's a minion wave coming in for the bot. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Sa unang araw, na unang linggo ng MPL Season 6, that's gonna be the very first 2-0 of this team next play. Solid.
Wow, what? Sabi ko kanina, what a solid performance. Pero ito, guys, this is coming all the way from the qualifiers. Yung hype ng team na to is really living up to the expectation. Not only to the fans, pero to the MPL na gustong-gusto talaga nila dito yung panalo ng NXT Solid.
Yeah, and I cannot but feel na indeed Blue Fire tries to pull off something, against next play Solid. Here's the thing though about pulling off something. I just